All right. I think we are live. Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday to you. Happy weekend. Hope you're having an amazing moment full of amazing love. And and if we're not, it's just that we haven't recognized it yet, which is good. That it's there, even if we don't feel it. Always able to choose to find it when we're ready and not before. So I love that. That just came through. So boom, we're already starting. So let us, before we get into everything, let us raise our love vibration. Let us come back to this moment, out of the future, out of the past, out of the chaos of the world. Come back to right here, right now. And we'll do that by taking a big, deep breath, holding it for however long feels comfortable for you. And then, of course, exhale. Don't pass out on me. But and when we inhale and hold, think of something you're sincerely grateful for. Gratitude immediately starts shifting our love vibration to a higher place. So let's do that. If you'd like to join me, I of course welcome that. Big deep breath in and gratitude. Beautiful. And then we bring in the singing bowl. I like to do this be at the beginning of each session. And as I hit it 3 times, we just let it activate and spark and amplify this beautiful unconditional love energy that's right here in our own heart. It just makes it expand, it grows, it goes out into our physical bodies, our cells, our blood, our muscles, our joints, everything in our physical body. It moves into our heart, our emotions, it moves up into our brain, our mind, into our thoughts, into our energetic field. It just fills up every area of our life, raising our love vibration. And then it flows out to the world, and we'll let it do whatever it needs to do in the outside world. So here we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that. Let me just put her all away in her little shelf back here. All right. So welcome everyone. Hello. So happy to have us all together again. So welcome back, all of my tribe, my family, my friends, my collective. I'm so glad we've found each other in this lifetime and that we're all along with each other as we journey through this crazy, chaotic world. Remembering that chaos doesn't happen for the sake of chaos, but chaos always happens for our growth and for us, which sometimes it's hard to imagine or believe that, but it's true. It's true. All right. Um, And if you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome. We've got a great group of people, huge hearts, great senses of humor, and of course, there's always room for one more. So thank you so much for being here, being a part. How the free readings work, real quick. We do go down in order, first come, first serve down the chat. There's no special list. The chat is it. You just put your question out there, or if you don't want to put your business out there, you can just um, put general reading. Spirit knows all. So we'll pull a couple cards and see what they have to say. Free readings are usually 1 to 2 cards, but if anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange. I prioritize those, meaning I step out of the free readings, and then I dive deeper, meaning I pull more cards as well. Um, and then I return back to the free readings. If you're interested in donating, I don't have a set dollar amount. I know everyone's cost of living and income varies across the world, so even across the state, the United States. Whatever you give from your heart is the perfect amount. You can use the super chat at the bottom, or in the description box of my video, I have my Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and Square. So whatever you'd like to use, whatever is convenient for you there. Um, blah blah yada yada yada. I think that's the main thing there. And then my YouTube channel members get second priority after my donations. You'll see their names in green, the little badge. We got one in here now. CJ, hey CJ, welcome, welcome. They're up next for their free readings. And if you're interested in becoming a YouTube channel member, there's a link down below. I have 2 levels: Zen Cricket $2.99, Praying Mantis is $7.99. In addition to getting priority in these sessions on Fridays and Saturdays, I always complete my donations and my YouTube channel members. Sometimes I don't get to all free readings, but part of their membership is I do complete those. Sundays are different. I do make sure I come back on and complete everything. So if you try Fridays and Saturdays for a free reading and you're not able to get one in there, definitely come in on Sunday because I come back in the afternoon and I finish them all. But if you're interested in that YouTube channel membership, also Wednesdays we have a get together for just my members, which is a couple hours at least, where we pull readings and do all sorts of fun stuff. My Praying Mantis level, the higher level, they get a Thursday night couple hour session in addition to Friday and Saturday nights. And Sunday, we have an hour after each one of those sessions too. And you get advanced access to um, all of the videos I put out. Let me just paste one here. We just have the solstice came out, what, like last week, I think. Um, and they had advanced access to those. So for everyone now, you have access to these solstice readings, which are a 3-month reading from December 20th, the next week ish, until March 20th ish. And this is by element. So like by air signs, fire signs, earth signs, etc. And then there's a special little oracle for each of the 3 different signs within that element to give it a little extra, specificity, if I could say the word, as well. And then next, on the solstice next week, all of my 2025 energy forecasts for each individual zodiac sign will be available, but they all have access to those right now, plus some exciting things coming in 2025. They already, have access to all that stuff. Glad I didn't lose any cards off the table here. All right. So, again, if you're interested, there's a link down in the description box below on how to sign up for the YouTube membership. And then also, if you're looking for even a deep dive, one time kind of situation, I do have personal readings and other types of readings. There's a special link down below that describes it all in more detail, too. So I think that's everything. Blah, 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 blah. All right, let's get started. All right. So tomorrow we do have full moon in Gemini. So you're probably feeling that already. It's a very mental type of energy with this balancing with emotion. So Geminis love to buy two things. So if you're been like wanting to go, well, I want to get two of these or two of these or two of these. That's that moon energy kicking in. And then also it's about short-term travel. So you might be getting this, antsiness of I want to go on a quick little trip. But they really are about learning, growing, communicating. And Mercury, which has been retrograde, goes direct tomorrow. So our communication will start to be more smoother the further we get away from Sunday. But already that Gemini energy will help with all that communication too. I think that's everything for right now regarding that. We're going to be using this beautiful Naked Heart Tarot, and it's by Jillian Wild, in case you guys are interested in picking this up. It's I'd have to say, one of my favorite artistic decks. All of my tarot decks are my favorites in one way or another, but this one, I really like the artistry in it. Um, they're just really simple, but I just love them. I just love them. All right. So that's what we'll be using. So we do have some donations, so we will start there and then go forward. So we have Nova. Hey, Nova, Nova, Nova. So we have 5 from you. So we'll be doing those first. And then we got Ashvin, Ray, and then Camel, and then Holly. So thank you guys. That's where we're at. Gemini, Psy, Ugh. It's just the split personality of the zodiac. I'm Aquarius Sun. We're the multiple personality of the zodiac. Too funny. So, hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, an air full moon. And, um, every moon, I mean, we go through the entire cycle of the moon every month. It's just extra amplified when it's a full moon, right? Um, yeah, so you're an aqua ruid moon, which is good. So you're used to airy moon energy, right? So you're like, "Oh, this ain't nothing. Watch how you surf this moon energy." But we're already used to feeling every single sign in the moon every month. And if we pay attention to it, every 2 to 3 days it changes, energy and we can use it. It's like a um what is her name? I usually have one of her videos. It's rewilding with, is it Sarah Lynn? I think it's Sarah Lynn. But she has a great quote that I heard her say, which is, you know, because she's a great astrologer, and she's like, be aware of the energy of of all the planets, but the moon impacts us every single day because it flows. It's the fastest flowing out of all the energy. But be able to be aware of it and use that energy for our best instead of letting the energy use us, which is I like that, right? So I like that. They peed on the moon. As a child, I don't know why, it's probably Kurt bringing it up, but uh, as a child, they had all these little sayings, and it was like "Yellow Spots on the Moon" by I.P. Farr. It was like the name of a book. That was the author, I.P. Farr. That's too funny. You were one of those aliens in past life. That could be. They're actually also saying that the moon was part of the earth, and when it was forming and some of the stuff busted off, that the moon drifted. It's like a piece of the earth that's you know been rotating. But anyway. All right, so let's get into it. So thank you so much for your multiple donations, Nova, and so good to see you. So number one, messages from Kurt. Any advice or insights he'd like to provide? Absolutely. Let's see what he has got going on here. So, yeah, I think that is from Kurt. He knows you like your jokes. All right. They had like Mad Rush to the Outhouse by Willie Make It. It's like, uh-oh. All right, let's see what Kurt has to say here for you. Uh he's such a hoot. Okay. All right. Holy moly. Okay. Well, I like all this here, but wow. Wow, wow, wow. A lot of major arcana coming in here. Plus, we're starting right off with the Naked Heart card, which is unique to the deck. And I have the book because I want to read from that because it's so fitting with this about life purpose and what you're heading into. I like the bottom of the deck showing the Ace of Pentacles, which is about new opportunities opening up in the outside world, which is good. You know, that there is this opening of things, and I feel like it's towards your dream because of all these cards, which I'll show you here in a sec. But there also is this undertow of like a prerequisite before this opportunities open up has to do about looking at your worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way. And I feel like there's health, you know, pentacles is our, you know, our physical body, all the other characters on stage with us and the props, it's the outside world, right? But there is this health focus coming in with the Ace of Pentacles for you. Because usually I throw in body as like a afterthought, but they're like mentioning body first. So it's important to get your body healthy with this movement. And we have the Chariot card is the first card that, came out. That was on Ace of Pentacles. It was on the bottom of the deck if I didn't say that. The Chariot is the first card out. A major arcana, power of choice, power of movement, victory that goes forward here. But it is about choice, that every moment is a choice of mindset, a choice of emotion, a choice of our energy, and a choice of physical action. They're bringing in the physical a lot with this here. Um, Emphasizing that that's important. The physical choices we make um, are like it's like the final gate, if that makes sense. Yeah, and so it's focusing on and getting things. You know, again, chemicals we're putting into our body, stress, different things that all impacts our physical body. And I know, I mean, I was focusing on my spiritual body, my mental body, my emotional body, and my physical body was on the least priority list. But this is the year where I'm taking care of I'm getting my physical health, you know, uh, aligned. So I understand that for sure. It's like, but here we go. But it is the important, and they were talking about the gateway, how you know we have thoughts, we have emotions, we have our energy, and like our mind wants us to do something like a lower vibrational story wants us to do something. Lower vibrational emotion wants us to react a certain way. Lower vibrational energy is nudging us towards something. But the physical is that last choice we make of going, well, yeah, I'm going to do that. Like, okay, so personal, like that, let's see, let's say an apple fritter, those are one of my favorites. So my mind is going, I really could use an apple fritter. And my emotions are, oh yeah, that would make me feel so good. And the energy is like, yeah, I just that would be good, you know. And then, but if in the physical world, I'm like that will of going, well, I'm gonna go buy one. If I'm like resist it, that's the final gateway, if that makes sense. Of you know, okay, I'm not gonna go do that because I can stop it there. It's like, no. So they have that coming in. Okay. All of this leads up to your living your dream because you've got the naked heart, you've got the Empress, so there's your creativity, right? And the Judgment card, which is your higher self calling you. Usually they're the one with the horn. that we get about your calling in life, what your higher self is drawing you to. So all of this 3 cards that came out together, these 3 major arcana in addition to the Chariot, is all about movement forward, movement towards your dream, prioritizing your dream, um, identifying your dream. And I wanna read the Naked Heart, a card that's unique to this deck, and it's called Connection, Purpose, Higher Self. I feel like we've gotten this before. Yeah, I love that. You just finished, writing more lyrics to an unfinished song. I love it. So the Naked Heart says, "I radiate at a pure vibrational level, calling in all that I need at this time to stay in alignment with my path. The universe is highlighting my gifts and asking me to trust myself and my intuition. And as I listen to what my heart needs, my natural essence comes forth to be nurtured, and I innately connect with my calling and my purpose. Comparing myself to others does not serve me and will only knock me out of my flow. I was given the exact proportion of amazing, otherwise, I would not exist. My path may not always feel easy, but it will feel right. And when I shine bright, I am the spark to someone else's light and I inspire others." That's your dream, is to help people, right? To be a spark to someone else's light and inspire others. The little Luna moth in this one whispers to you, "You are brave and beautiful. Fly out of the darkness and into your light." And if you feel disconnected from your heart, you can ask yourself, is my ego leading my path instead of my heart? So, very important message coming through with all this here for you. Because you have the Six of Wands, you do have the ability for victory, for movement, and the Four of Cups, emotional stability too. But these two, the Six of Wands and the Four, is all about stability and balance. And that's a big important piece that he's saying, everything hinges on this, getting balance into your life. And because you can't walk when you're out of balance, you keep falling down. So it's very important to focus on obtaining balance, both in mental, emotional, energy, and physical world, um, in order to move forward to your calling, to your dream. So I like that. All right. Beautiful messages. So that is what they have for the first one there. So thank you for that one. And then your second donation. Thank you. Thank you. Messages from your spirit guides. I feel like your spirit guides are actually coming here to this talisman oracle. And this talisman oracle, talismans are like objects or guiding lights. And they're like, yeah, this is something that you can use to help you on your path and to kind of, it's like the lantern that guides your path, or the power that helps guide your path here. Yeah, and you've got safe travel that comes in here. Let me see if I can go a little closer there. It's kind of not focusing super, super well. Let's see what comes in here. Yeah, so you are on a journey into the unknown. You are in search of new or expanded understanding of yourself, others, nature, or a higher good. This experience opens your mind and lets you see a part of the puzzle you never knew existed. And this card can mean it's time to take a pilgrimage, travel abroad, or an inner journey of introspection. This act is of great importance in knowing who you are and the meanings that you're looking for. This card can mean a metaphorical journey into your own beliefs, and it might be a time to discover the constraints of the limiting thoughts we sometimes impose on ourselves. The Arctic Tern, Tern, is a wise and experienced traveler. I think that's the bird. and they will guide you towards the shore. And you can use this energy before travel and when you take a journey to discover your beliefs. Imagine your soul lifting up from your body and being free to fly. Where will it go? Who will it meet? And an affirmation is, I am ready for this journey. So they're guiding you on your path. And, you've got some messages before from your spirit guides as a collective about a retreat and getting away and a little travel, getting out of your space and into somewhere else. And we talked about rehab and some different places. And I feel like this is that safe travel that they're guiding you to the shores, the emotional shores, guiding you out of the emotional waters to something where you can understand yourself more and understand, different things about your life and different capabilities too. So I feel like this is there because they're reminding me that you got an oracle card last week, the week before about retreat. And they're saying retreat. It's all about retreat, this travel, the safe travel of moving from the space you're in to a different location for a temporary journey to learn about yourself. So, no, no, no. Yeah, and that's what is coming in here. It's about learning and expanding because they'll teach you coping mechanisms and they'll help you on how instead of choosing to numb and choose to, induce drugs and different things that they'll teach you ways that are less impactful to your human body too, right? And that's what going back to what, they're kind of going on top of each other, right? um that that there's this way of dealing with these emotions, dealing with, reverting to that, right? Well, you say it's not that bad, but how often are you high every day? And if it's every day, that's starting off that it's every day, but how many hours of the day are you? And yeah, they see everything. Yeah, they're always with you. So this is what they're saying is it takes a journey moving away from your location to really to do that, but I feel like that's the retreat, do that. Yeah, that's so it's not that bad compared to someone who's never, ever, ever high on, physical drugs. That's a lot of your life. That's more than half of your life, and that's your waking hours, right? How many hours are you asleep of that? So, and we go back to where they're talking about that if you're if you're numbing yourself and dousing yourself with these things, then it's really limiting and chaining you down. It's like wearing a bunch of those old ball and chains, they're all weight that's holding you back. Yeah. So, it's about being honest and you're asking spirit, right? And so this is just asking, what advice do you have for me? And they'll tell you there's no judgment in any of it. They're not, going, you better do this, you better do that, or any of that. But they're like, since you're asking of us, we're gonna tell you what's for your highest experience. And they're like, these are the weights that are holding you back from being able to express yourself and do that. So that is what they have. That's what your spirit guides, the message that they have for you. Since you're asking, it's always for your highest experience. Again, never any judgment, never any, pointing fingers or anything like that. It's totally going, hey, if you want the easiest route in your life, here's such a big thing that you can do that's going to change everything. um or we can have a harder life, and they don't judge us either way. They're like, we're along for the ride, but because we ask them, they don't give us unsolicited advice unless we're in extreme danger. Um, but since we're asking, that's what they're saying. Okay. Right. So that is number two. So thank you for that one. And then number three, what do you need to know about yourself and the person that you are? What do spirit guides and Kurt see in you? All right. Good question. Let's take a look here. Yeah. Yeah. So that does, when you're saying, oh, it's not that bad, that sounds pretty bad, Nova. I mean, look at the words you're using. You're like, "Oh, well, yeah, maybe I do need, some, professional, help that will help me, kick all this and allow me to feel great without having to spend money and induce myself on all these drugs," right? And then you can be using all that energy for creativity and helping, being that light to others, right? So, all right. So let's go back up here so I can remember. Okay, so uh, what do you need to know about yourself and the person that you are? All right, let's take a look at that first. What do you need to know about yourself and the person that you are? Okay, one, two, three. And then what do the spirit guides and Kurt see in you? Oh, gosh, if you could only see yourself through their eyes, and if we all could see ourselves through the eyes of the higher realms, we would be just in tears of joy and love so overwhelming that it would make us cry because we haven't felt love that deep and expansive and unconditional before. And I love that. So let's look at this first here. So what do you need to know about yourself as a person? Yeah, I knew you were gonna get something like the Heart of Wands, the Queen of Wands. You are, you are, your astrology, you're a Leo, right? If I remember. And this is all about you're a powerhouse. You are whatever you focus on, you can accomplish. You have great stubbornness and determination that whatever you put your energy to, you will get it done, right? Um, so you definitely will, have this movement that, again, she, the Queen of Wands, has a great connection to the spirit world and um, has this ability to really, like a natural draw of people to you. That's what the fire sign energy does. It's just like you are a bright light to be seen, like you were talking about with the naked heart, right? When you shine bright, you help ignite the light in others, and you can do that, and with very little effort. And so it's part of your astrology. It's part of your energetic makeup that just happens. So you need to know that about yourself. Yeah. And you also need to know here that balance is one of your big challenges in this lifetime. The patience and the balancing energy, and the Two of Swords is about balancing of thought and mentality. It's always your challenge because you've got this energy, excuse me, of go, 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 and this leap before you think energy. And it's okay, it's important. That balance is going to be one of your big challenges in this lifetime. But knowing it, then you can create and look into ways how to maintain my balance. And that's the big thing. And I feel like that's what they're kind of pushing you to with all these your first two readings is it's about balancing your mind, balancing your emotions, balancing your energy, balancing your physical world. Stability in each one of those is going to allow you to be the biggest spark possible. And so when you're asking what do you need to know about yourself, it's like you got this fire, it's effortless almost on what you can accomplish, but the biggest thing is to stay in balance because if you go off balance and you It's like it was talking about not naked art again. When you compare yourself and contrast yourself to others and you go out of balance, you step out of your flow and you can do so much if you stay in your flow, but balance is key. And that's what else they have here. Yeah. And you got the 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands is like that sun card, not shrinking, not dimming your light for anyone, not asking permission to shine. But this is about you being true to your authentic self and shining bright. Another balancing coming in here with the Justice card, but this is the balancing again. It's important for the mental balance and to stay clear of mind. And that again comes back to the when you're on drugs, you don't have clarity of mind. And so it's a huge piece with this Libra energy coming in of it's important to get mentally clear, and then that allows you to question things and release the small t truths of fear, allows you to step and see things differently. And that's where the mental stability, the mental balance comes in, where we're not, being ignited by a lot of triggers. And the Tower card is coming in here, and this this Tower card, something you need to know is that you have told Spirit there's certain things in your life that you're like, "Okay, by this point," we're very independent when we come down here. We're like, a lot of what we wanna do on our own to experience things, but there are things we tell them before we come down here. If by this point I don't do this, because that opens up my next faded experience. If I don't have this, then remove it for me. And I feel like you're getting to that point here. But you'll have those within your life. We all do, where, if we don't remove something that's toxic and unhealthy for us, that's keeping us from moving into what our next journey piece is. We've signed off on a couple things of remove it, blast it out of my life, bring me to this tower moment where I'm forced to remove this from my life or it's removed out of my life. And that's the kind of thing that happens here. And I kind of feel like that's what's coming here with the drugs is that you're either going to do it yourself or you are going to overdose. You are going to get this place where then you end up getting taken to rehab or to the hospital, and then um, it is brought for you, and so you have an opportunity still to make it your choice of your human. But if not, I do feel like it's going to reach this point of a tower, and we'll have different things in our life where that happens. Sometimes I feel as humans we like the electric shock treatment of the lightning bolt hitting us because we so much of us don't make those decisions. It ends up happening for us instead of us doing it. And so there's no judgment, definitely not, because I have been blasted many times. I've got lightning bolt strikes on my back. So I get it, I understand it, but they just want you to know that there are things that will happen for you. And then there's always things you can ask of your own free will of them while you're down here, as well. So they wanted all that. Sorry, I haven't been paying attention. Let me see here. Yeah. So, so you want to be able to act on this first. Um, I mean, you don't want to. I mean, there's no supposed tos or shoulds or whatever, but you can. It's good. You can act on this yourself and take action, or you'll end up being taken um, for your health because somebody will find you and you're passed out and non-responsive, and then they'll take you there. At least that's what they're showing that of a possible future, um, unfolding. So it's important for you to really step into that. Now, the second part of your question was, what do spirit guides and Kurt see in you? So we've got 3 cards. Let's see what the first one is here. Yeah, 3 of cups. Community, joy, celebration. They see all this wonderful possibilities here of you being part of your little community. We've talked about it before. You have people that have been in past lifetimes with you that are you're gonna bump into and have a small music community or artistic community. Because some of them aren't just musicians, some people are, like, painters and different, but it's like a little artist community. You might even end up, like, living and moving to be in an art kind of an artsy-fartsy part of town or a city or somewhere where it's like this is where you meet them. And so they see that in you, that you are an important part of a community, and so don't downplay your impact on others, because in this little community that you'll meet of these strong relationships from past lives, they will influence you and you will influence them. Y'all will influence each other. And it's a place of joy and celebration. And the 3 is this emotional creativity being expressed. And so they see that you have such great capability and capacity, but you gotta clear the pathways, and the emotional stability is what allows you to connect to your creativity and express it. But if so many of your hours are pulling you down instead of up, then that limits that, right? And so they see this possibilities of everything that you can do, um, and they love that you have this well of creativity within you that you can express. They also say the 6 of Wands. 6 of Wands is this energy of victory, and I like that. They see that you have the capacity. They know you're stubborn, they know your energy. When you put your mind to something, you will make it happen when you want it bad enough. But when you don't want it bad enough, then you don't do anything. Again, certain drugs make us take away our will, take away our energy, take away our spark, because they numb us. They bring us down to they unplug our drive, our all of our emotion, because we don't want to feel, and so it helps us numb, right? But they see that you have the victory and the power to move forward, in that. Yeah. And you have this great amount of love here. The Lovers card here, they do see here that you have a great capacity to love others. And there's also they see that there's so many beautiful relationships that are remaining in your future, and it's part of your path that you will make these important connections if you can get past this barrier and change that energy. So there's see there these great possibilities, and they also see you as this. It's a lover in a way, the connection you can have with your spiritual posse and your higher self. It's so intimate, of course it's not really sexual, but it's deeper than anything, because they know every thought, they know every emotion. You feel supported, you can know them so deeply. It's like one of the most important relationships we can have in our life. And they do see that in you, that you have this desire to know them so deeply. And you communicate with them a lot, but there's getting to know them consciously more and more as well. So, they see all that in there for you. Let me take a look here. Yeah. Sometimes you hear them when you're not drug induced, but yeah, you said you're pretty happy right now. Well, yeah, it's there's a difference between the chemical happiness and true emotional happiness. Your happiness that you're feeling is more of I'm not in pain, and that feels relief, that feels good. So it's not happiness that you're feeling, it's relief that you're feeling is what they're telling me. Well, they're always listening to you anyway. And they do love it when you talk to them. All right. But that's number 3. Number 4 is what are you missing out and not seeing? Also, what does I think you were probably wanting to put Kurt want you to know about your own dreams. What does he say you'd like to hear his input? Okay. So a lot of they've kind of talked about a lot of that already here. But about your dreams and everything that needs to happen. So they've kind of done that. That's all their input. They've been building up and sharing all that in the last 3 readings. But let's talk about I feel like they want to zero in on what you're missing and not seeing. And let's see. I do feel here I was being drawn to an oracle. We've got the Cosmic Magic Oracle. So let's take a look here. I love it. Air connection. I love that. There's that connection to them, connection to everything, and you're an air sign. I mean, not an air sign, you're an air moon. So let's take a look here. Yeah, so the air element energy, it says carefree, light, and quick, but also crisp, cool, and invigorating. We can hear it rustling through the trees and feel it when it tickles our skin. Sometimes it's just a light whisper, and other times a dramatic howl, like air, wind, right? And even though we can't see it, it is always there, the invisible force that surrounds us all. So they're talking about them, uh, that they're always around you, and you don't realize you miss out thinking that they're not there every second. Air is something that connects every single one of us. It is essential for breathing, necessary for sustaining life. We can't live without it, and that is something that all of us land dwellers have in common. The air element is associated with intellect, conversation, communication, and connection, and is the element of Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. These signs often bring with them a breath of fresh air and are great at spreading ideas and communicating, which makes them great at cultivating connections. And so this like the air moon tomorrow and them bringing this up, and there's more to read here, but there's something that might be unknown to you is that you have a special gift to communicate your emotions because you have an air moon, and that's how you can communicate, right? So the air card acts as a reminder to cultivate more connection in our lives, to socialize, to share experiences, to build meaningful connections, and foster community. And when you pull the air card in a reading, reflect on the following. There's 3 questions. 1, what does connection mean to you? How can you foster more connection in your life? And 3, what are your favorite ways to connect with others? An affirmation that comes in here is I will honor my need for connection and will make a point to prioritize it and reevaluate it as needed. There's a self care practice that says connecting with others is an important part of supporting our well being, but connection can look different to everyone. Some people feel more comfortable connecting one on one. Some people feel more comfortable connecting with groups. And some people feel more comfortable connecting with people behind the screen. There is truly no right or wrong way to do it. But take this card as an opportunity to take action to foster some more connection in your life in whatever way you feel most comfortable. Yeah. So, what you're not seeing is that connection with other humans is an important part of your journey, and it's important for you to do this, right? Um, yeah, so they're always there. Yeah. And so they are always you're always surrounded by a great host of beings of unconditional love and light. They're always there. They don't they can be in a billion places all at the same time. So they exist around you all the time. You're never ever alone without them. And I feel like there's an important thing of, getting out and socializing with people is one of the things that's hidden and unknown that you need to know. Whether that is, um, you know, you kind of connected with some people at that center you went to that one time, and you can see how you can just make these amazing connections so easy. But even a group, if you don't want to go to rehab, maybe there's a group that's free that you can go sit with and just chat with people, or a free counselor, like those people at that center, and just go and kind of talk. And but it's important not to be alone and be isolated, for you. So that's something I know. Bleh, being a hermit, I'm like, yeah, but it's important. If they told me it's important, to share, which they have. That's why I'm online, because I was very much a hermit, but now I share, and I'm here, uh, communicating in this way behind the screen. All right. So that is what they feel like you're missing out, that you're not seeing, is that community and communication is so important, and interaction with people is important for you to do, so to make that a priority. All right. So that's what you have. Sorry, that's their message. All right. And then number 5. Thank you so much again for your multiple donations, Nova. I'm so grateful. So what does Kurt want you to know about your drug use? Oh, you're mixing weed with pills and cough syrup. Wow. It really helped to, I don't know, maybe hear something stern. Oh wow. Well, they did that too. They're like, "Rehab," and you're like, "No, no, 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 no." But, well, I think they kind of have told you that already. Like, the tower card, you either going to do something about it, or you're gonna end up overdosing, and, with combining all this stuff, it's going to take your body, and your body's gonna rebel, and, yeah, you're gonna end up, you know, being taken to the hospital. So that's pretty, I think that was a pretty stern do it, do it. Yeah, and then so you got 3 cards and 2 cards to 1 card. You're on the final countdown, like that song, "The Final Countdown." So, and that's funny because the, when I talk about the tower card, sometimes they'll talk about when we're connected with spirit, when you're living life at a higher vibration, you can hear the countdown of the tower moments. 10, 9, 8, and we can go, "Oh, it's time I can step out of it before having the lightning strike." But if I'm not, up at that higher vibration hearing, then I don't hear the countdown, and out of nowhere, the lightning bolt strikes. So here you're at 3, 2, 1. You're like, "Oh my god." So let's see what they have here. Yeah. So, they talked about mental balance coming in here, right? So that card's coming back up because you need to have the 4 of Swords is about mental stability, and the 5 of Pentacles, which, because there's some beliefs about being less than and not being enough. And these are the things, these beliefs that are the core below the surface that are triggering this pain, and then thus trying to relieve that pain, right? So the mental stability is important. Yep, and you got the 3 of Pentacles and the 2 of Pentacles. 3, 2. They're reiterating, here it comes. The outside world ticking, the time, the sands are getting very low, where you're on the verge here of, and the 3 of Pentacles is seeking help in the community, having others help you in the physical world. So it's being reiterated here. They even have, because so you had 5-4 in these cards, 3-2 in this one. So 5-4-3-2, and then you get to the one here. Yeah. Here's the strength card. Here's your Leo energy. So it's not too late to step in and take charge yourself here, being the Leo, being the lion, and leading your life. And I like that it comes down to that. It's like in the nick of time, you swoop in and you make a decision. Like, okay, I'm doing it. So you have the strength and the power to make the decisions and to move forward. And I know it stresses us out, but you know, um, sometimes we need that, right? You wanted a stern message, and they're just letting you know it's counting down to where they've been talking many months about this, and here it is. You know, the count has been going down and down. 29, 28, 27, 26. I'm like, oh, I got time. And now it's 3, 2, 1. And you're like, ah. So, at the very least, with that community card, you talk to that center, those individuals at that center, right, that you went to, and you had great conversations with them, and you felt comfortable there. Start there. You don't have to make big, huge leap, but you need to take a step, and it's important. So there you go. Yeah, he's always with you. He travels. You have a posse that you always travel with, are always around you. They go wherever you go. So they're always there. Yeah. So try that. Okay. And then I see you made another donation. So we'll circle back around to that. But we're going to jump into some others right now. So thank you again for all your donations and for being vulnerable and sharing. And I'm so glad that you're at least coming into this community, and that you know that you're not alone. Okay. All right. So next we've got Ashvin, Ray, Camel, Holly, and then Brenda. Oh, wow, we have Patty and then Nelia, a double Nelia, and then back to Patty, and then we have Rhoda. Hey, Rhoda, got your Kasha up, so you're up after that, and then back to Nova. All right. Yeah. Thank you, Holly. Yeah. It's definitely the journey that you chose for this lifetime. Because again, you're gonna have the strength to overcome and then be a bright light to help others that are going through similar things. But you're gonna be able to really help so many. Just takes you getting through this piece of it, right? All right. So Ashven Ray, thank you so much for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like here. And you'd like a general for January. And be sure to check out next week. We have the 2025 energy forecast for the entire year. And then also the solstice readings are available out there right now by Astrological Element. So be sure to check that out too. All right. So, Ashvin, what do they want you to know for January? Interesting that there's an old song. It was the calendar, and they went through January. You start the year off fine. February, you're my sweet Valentine. There it goes on and on. And I feel like they wanted you. They started with January, about you start the year off strong, and so there's a message that comes in with that. You have the Hanged Man on the bottom of the deck. So 20 January 2025 is there's a little bit of a pause. Things like are unfolding, but it's transformation. You're seeing things differently. You're gaining a lot of clarity. coming in January. Let's see what else they have here. Yeah, movement of wands, knight of wands. So you do have this inspiration, this passion that's igniting in January. And I feel like with this hangman, it's because you see things differently. It's like you've been really working on yourself and you kind of come out of the cocoon as that butterfly and you're like, wow, I'm different. I have different desires. Caterpillars want to eat a bunch of leaves. They go into a cocoon, they transform into butterfly. Now they want nectar. Their whole desire of what they consume changes. And of course, their ability to go into environments they couldn't go before because caterpillars are limited to where they can crawl, but butterflies can fly over a river, and a caterpillar couldn't get over a river very easily unless they were really ingenious and built a bridge or built a boat. But caterpillars aren't that intelligent. So you have this change of passion, this change of direction of what you're wanting. It's like your desire has changed. Yeah. And you have here the tower and the four pentacles. The lightning brings enlightenment. It brings um clarity in here regarding home with the four of pentacles is what I'm feeling here. It's that's my home and kind of the abundance and fullness kind of energy that comes in here. And I like this that you're, with this inspiration, you might want to like physically change where you live. You might want to have this sudden, like, I want to go live somewhere else, or I want to change residences, or I want to change my living situation in some way. But this lightning bolt that's coming in here is bringing, with this wand and this hanged man, it's just like it's bringing the clarity around that for you. Wow, I like that. And then you have temperance. Yeah. So here again, it's a month of patience. The hanged man is and the temperance card have similar energies, but the temperance card is alchemy. There's action, there's movement, there's magic happening, which is good. We know that there's transformation. And even though January feels like things are moving slow, things are moving. It's not at ludicrous speed. It's, at a very measured, alchemical, magical, movement, but there is movement and trust the movement is happening. It's like nitroglycerin, you don't want to move quick, right? It's nitroglycerin, you pour it slowly so it doesn't explode, and that's kind of what's happening in January. I like that. Yeah, and the other three pentacles, being true to your authentic self and not worrying about what other people think. There's this big nudge for you for January from spirit, just to say, how we grow up through praise and punishment, being taught what we're supposed to do and should do and need to do and have to do, all those rules that we're either punished into obeying or encouraged with reward into it. But this is like, don't worry about pleasing people or displeasing people. Um, this is about choosing for you. And so January is very much a month of stepping back and looking at what you're wanting, because I feel like there's a spark that happens that allows you that. But that's what they have. So that's what they have for you, Ashvin. Again, thank you so much for your donation. Appreciate it. Many blessings to you. And then Camel, you are up next. Thank you so much for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like here. Oh, sorry, Holly. You have that song stuck in your head now. um, no, not yet, Rhoda. You're still several away. So yeah, you're let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're like 8 more away. So it's gonna be a little bit. And thank you, Nikki. Yeah, I did get your Venmo too. So you'll be up after Nova, after that one. So all right, thank you guys again, and we'll make sure we get through everyone for donations. And I've only been on an hour, so we're doing pretty good. All right. So Camel. Thank you again so much for your donation. Sorry, didn't mean to go off go off path there. So thank you for that donation. And how will your business idea change your life? All right. So based on current energies, how will this business idea change your life? What do they want you to know here? All right. Just move these over. I'm just going to take a quick sip here. All right. So bottom of the deck, you have the Seven of Cups. One of the things that this business idea, how it changes your life, it brings you a lot of clarity emotionally. Things kind of seem foggy, of course, there's fog around the draft. They're not seeing things clearly, and emotions are there's a variety of emotions that are creating like this fog storm around you. And but this is going to help bring clarity around it. It's part of your journey that helps bring some clarity. That's the underlying energy. But let's see what else we have here. All right. So you do have so many possibilities that come in here. Spirit of Wands is the King of Wands, and the King of Wands is like the Emperor in a way where they decide what they want and they create a plan and then they put action behind it. And as long as there's that stepping into our power, and the Two of Cups is emotional choice, but also partnerships that are formed with it, that, it's important for you to step into this. So on one side of this, how it impacts you, it gives you this courage, it gives you this confidence, not arrogance. Arrogance is I can do it better than everyone else. Confidence is I know what my abilities are, I know what I offer, and it steps into that. And that emotional choice feeds into that courage because when we think that other people's opinions define us and other people's actions define us, or non-actions or silence or whatever, then we feel unstable and we don't feel confident because, we're falling all over the place. We can't stand in confidence because we're like, you know, tipping over. Um, but when you realize I get to decide what something means, how I want to feel about anything, my energy, my physical actions, I can't control anyone else's, but I get to control mine. I get to choose for me. Then there's this amazing energy that comes in with this. And it's that empowerment that comes in and stepping forward. Spirit of Wands, too, is kind of this entrepreneur energy that comes in. It allows you to stand on your own, but it's a big important piece here for you to believe that and know that I get to choose how I feel, even though I'm been taught when this happens, this is how I'm supposed to feel. No, I get to choose how I feel about anything, and everyone else has every right to feel how they feel. I can't control that. I come back to here controlling my own emotions. And there is this partnership that comes in here, entrepreneur slash partnership that can be formed through this too. You have the Heart of Cups, and there is this deep emotional connection here. The Heart of Cups, she rolls, is the Queen of Cups. She rolls over cups with the King, but also she, all the queens get a second portion of this energy. And meaning they're the master of emotion. But I feel like there's this divine feminine um, connection that comes in here. So I feel like, with that Two of Cups, there's kind of an underlying little message to that. Your business idea, how it changes your life because of this confidence. If you step into your power, it draws you into this relationship. I don't know if you're with someone or not, but it really enhances if you're in a relationship because it allows you to connect deeply emotionally with someone too. This also is that you really get in tune with your gut instinct and your intuition. So I like that. Wow, it impacts you a lot, it seems. Movement of Wands. Here is this Knight of Wands stepping into your power. Um, Fast movement. It allows you to move forward in life, and but it allows you a lot of clarity around what your passion is too, and I feel like that's where the 7 of Cups, because it brings you clarity around what you really want and what you don't want, because you get to experience things and see things differently when it comes into all this here. Yeah. And it's about stepping beyond your 5 of Pentacles. It allows you to move from this place of feeling abandoned, being left behind, beliefs in lack, beliefs in that there won't be enough. And the 7 of Wands, these came out together. That 7 of Wands is being the sun, shining bright, not asking permission to shine, not dimming your light for anyone, but stepping into your power. And it allows you, it's like this abundant feeling starts from within and it makes its way to the outside world. And then it is reflective in your relationships of all kinds within your job and career and in your physical finances and your outside world too. So, but it all comes in, comes back to that stepping into your power and realizing I am the one that gets to choose how I feel about everything. There's this taking your power back is what is necessary for this business idea to boom and to come forward. So that's what's coming in for you, Camel. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention down here. Let me see. I love it. So it's definitely stepping into your power and oh, you connected investors. Yeah, so that could be the partnership. That makes sense. That makes sense because it was like entrepreneur slash partnership, and that makes sense that you are the one that leads it all, and the investors just are supporting you, but they don't get to make decisions. So I like that. All right. So I like that. Many, many blessings to you, Camel. I'm excited for your future. Hey, Delcy, thank you. I did get the CashApp came through, so acknowledge. The list is a little long right now, so we'll get to it though. All right. So many blessings to you, Camel. I'm excited for your adventure. All right, and then Holly, you are up next. Thank you so much for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like here. And what's coming up for you? All right. Let's see what we got going on, Holly. What's coming up for you? What does Spirit want you to know about what's coming up for you here? Okay. Okay, doing those. Those come first, and that's first. Oh wow, all these 2 by 2 by 2. Evidently, there's going to be a flood because you got 2 by 2 by 2, like Noah's Ark. You've got 5 sets of 2. Or hopscotch. I kind of feel like there's like this hop, 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 or a bunny rabbit. Anyway, bottom of the deck, you have the 8 of Wands. That's coming in here. So there is a flood of energy, a lot of movement and energy that's coming up here for you. So a lot of messages from Spirit coming in for you too. So of course, just be on the lookout in the physical world and be aware when thoughts just come out of nowhere. They're not coming out of nowhere. They're touching a thought, dropping a thought in, emotional surges of energy itself. So just be aware of these things coming because I feel like with this flood of energy that's coming, it's not like the veil is thin for you. It's just there's so much energy that's flowing through your life that it's it's like wind. It's like not opening a window and you feel a breeze. It's your window's closed, but it's such a howling amount of wind that's coming. You can't help but hear it and notice it, if that makes sense. So it's like here. So that's the underlying energy. Pay attention. There's a lot of energy coming. They're going to be guiding you a lot through all that. All right. So up first, yeah, Movement of Pentacles. They are telling you here that things have been going slow on purpose for a purpose, and it's been giving you time to learn to close your eyes and open your heart. And so, with decisions that are coming up here, you're about you're moving into the lab. You know how you can learn in a classroom chemistry, and then you go to chem lab, and then you blow up stuff. Well, that's where you're in. You're in lab now, and you're going to be applying what you've learned about close my eyes, open my heart. What is my heart desire? What is my intuition telling me? Not the mind going blah, 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 blah. It's like, zip it. I'm paying attention to my heart right now. And I like that. You're about to put that into practice, and things are about to speed up. Yeah, you definitely, the Eight of Wands, you got the Seven and the Ace of Wands, which equals the Eight of Wands. But this is about um Seven of Wands. I'm like, "Is it one thing at a time, slow down." The Seven of Wands is about being true to your authentic self, shining bright, not asking permission to shine, not dimming your light for anyone, not feeling you have to defend your decisions or where you're investing your energy or what you're expressing yourself towards, because I feel like you have this new passion that's popping up and of what you want to do and where you're wanting to invest your energy, and this is very supported to do that. And this is the perfect energy. It's like you're ready to set sail. Well, having big gusts of wind, it really helps compared to no wind at all, but it's like you can, um, what do they call it? Hoist your sails, right? And then whoosh, it can take you in a direction. And so, um, you know, definitely this, choose for yourself and don't worry about defending or explaining your decisions. Just hoist your sails and go. And those that are on the ship get to go with you. Those that were on shore, you get to wave at them. Bye. I'll see you guys when I see you. Yeah. And you do have this switch here. So you've been in this hermit mode, and it's about to change here with this Three of Wands energy. So you've been kind of spending a lot of time with spirit, kind of being, to yourself quite a bit, it seems. And it's again like the Knight of Pentacles. It was on purpose. You were learning a lot. You're learning a lot, but now it's time to get out there and put it to practice. And so you're going to be drawn, and this is you choosing differently. You're not going to be forced out on stage to speak to a million people, right? Yeah. And this is great that you've learned a lot about people pleasing while you've been in this mode. But this is the stepping out of all this. Um and I like that. Yeah, you got the Four of Swords, the peace of mind, and the Strength card, really connection with yourself. So you're exiting and going into the world as a completely different person. You've been transformed. I like this because usually there's a line and then the maiden showing our human self, and then the maiden is our higher self, represented by the infinity symbol. But they have this, that the lion has joined together with the higher self, and now it's a completely different being. And that reminds me of, like, I talk about power numbers, or master numbers 11, 22, and 33. Master number 11 is like the lion, our human experience, experiencing it, walking what we feel is alone because we're veiled from remembering who we really are. So we're freaking out, and life seems impossible and scary and everything else. And then master number 22 is we realize we're more than just one, there's two of us, this human character, and then the actor behind the character, powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. And they're like, wow, I'm more than that. And then we're sometimes taught, this needs to destroy this ego. And it's like, no, no, it joins together, it completes it. The roaring lion doesn't need to be shot. It just needs to be fed unconditional love because that's what it's hungry for. And it's hangry. It's hungry, angry. But when you give it that, it's like that, what is it, Snickers commercial? Don Rickles, "Rah, rah, rah, rah," and they give in, and it's a sweet old lady. It's like it calms it down, and but that's what happens. It's like this joining together, and that's the joining together, and then they walk hand in paw together, master number 33, and you experience life differently, and that's what's happening is now you're stepping out from this, you said 8-month self-reflection period with your higher self and spirit, and now you're gonna walk it. and you're going to realize, yeah, we're going to be drawn out into the chaos of the world, but just be gentle with yourself and go, oh, that's just, I'm getting used to walking in these new shoes. And it's like, I have you, higher self, that I get to walk with. I see the world differently. I walk in it differently. So I love this for you. And that makes sense that you change directions because you have a different drive, a different passion now. Yeah. And you have here the 5 of Swords, which is the battle between the head and the heart, and the Innocence of Cups, which shows us that the heart wins, right? A whale tends to beat a shark any day of the year, big, huge whale, bam. So the heart wins, and there's this chalice, higher vibration of love energy that's here. And so it helps with the conflict. It's like the conflict between head and heart is what you work out. I mean, you've been learning how to close your eyes and open your heart from the beginning here. And the 5 of Swords is like 2 swords on either side, but still the Ace of Swords is what helps that higher knowledge, the connection to seeing things from a higher place is what helps bring that in. So I like this for you, Holly. I feel like here we go. We're going to start putting it into practice in the outside world and ease into it, right? You don't need to go to a rave. You can go have coffee with a friend, and then you can go have coffee with that friend that used to irritate the hell out of you. And then you realize they don't irritate you anymore because you're seeing deeper and you're seeing things differently. You're like, I'm ready. Yeah, and to protect your heart and to define your heart and define yourself by inward and upward, not outside world stuff, right? And that's what happens. We get out into it and then we're like, oh, why did I feel so anxious in that moment? It's like, oh, because I was what fear was existing there. And you've developed this great place to be able to step back, breathe deeply, and see things from a higher perspective instead of get sucked out into the ocean. You're like, oh, here comes that wave. You built up your strength where you can walk onto shore and go, okay, what was this emotional wave? What's at the root of it? And then you transform it. So I love this for you, Holly. Very empowering. Well worth the 8 months in solitary confinement. All right. So that's what they have for you, my dear. Thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate it. Much love. All right. Let me just check timestamps. Okay. So, Brenda, you are up next. Thank you so much for your donation and for the rainbow unicorn. Let me just shuffle this up here. So, in for regarding love for today, what and who could be coming in? All right. So, what and who, and what else do they want you to know? What are those? Okay. uh, like the bottom of the deck, you got the naked heart here. It's unique to this, and it talks about being the energy that's coming through is about being true to your heart. There's this great book we're reading in our Praying Mantis group called How to Love and How to Be Loved and How to Be Love. And there was this great quote that they're having me bring up here. And because it's about this purity and authenticity of the heart. And he talks about how, our human will get into questioning, do they like me? Do these people like me? Whether it's romantic or whatever. But he had a transformational question to ask in place of that, which blew my mind, and that's why I took a screen capture of it. He asks, "Do they align with who I am?" And that's what this is reminding me of. Do the people coming in, do they align with my heart? Big, beautiful question to kind of sit with when we are wondering if I get that, I wonder if they like me. It's like, well, that doesn't matter. Do they align with my heart? Okay, that's going to decide it, not whether they like me or not. Is what I'm going to find out is, do you align with me, with my heart, right? So I like that. That's the bottom of the deck. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, there is this energy here. The Heart of Pentacles is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. And it feels like for today regarding love, that this is you nurturing yourself and really questioning your own thoughts and beliefs, your fears around deception and liars and thievery, people who tricky and conniving. And there is that, what is this mistrust, right? And how do I mistrust my heart? And it's interesting. Sometimes we don't realize our mistrust of others. It's a reflection of our mistrust of ourselves. Like, I mean, at one point I was like, I don't know if I trust you, heart. We've been making some very interesting decisions about people that didn't turn out too well, according to my beliefs at the time. And so it's like, I don't know if I trust you. And so there is this understanding, taking the time today to really go, how are my thoughts and beliefs deceiving me? And what fears are there that have been altering my perception of who I am and what I want, right? How do I align? Does my heart align with who I am? Do my choices of love align with who I am? And it's like, some good reflection there. Yep. We have here the 10 of Swords, which is letting go of the expectations, the small t truths of supposed to be and should be, need to be, have to be, must be. When we let go of expectations, it does offer an opportunity. So there is an opportunity here. I feel like if you do this kind of reflection, it allows you to see these thoughts and beliefs that have restricted your mind and going, okay, yeah, I've got rules around who I have to be, who they have to be, what a relationship has to be. And it's about being more open-minded and allowing flexibility. That is more of our heart than like a restrictive, one that's in barbed wire and all these fences. Again, here's this 8 of Swords, which allows you to, and even on the bottom of that, the 6 of Swords. Both of these are about questioning your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets and setting yourself free. These old beliefs that were restrictive and making you feel small and bound and trapped. And so today's a big thinking day of why do I want all the things I want? What am I fearing? If this doesn't happen, what do I fear will happen? If this does happen, what do I fear that means? Like, what if I get cheated on? What does that mean about me? What if I don't find someone that's this? What does that mean? And it's really getting to the root. I feel like today's a very reflective kind of day. Yeah, I can see. You got this full moon coming in here tomorrow in Gemini, which makes sense with all the thinking that's going on around emotions. So I feel like with this full moon, there are wolves that are howling, but they're not going to bring you what you're looking for. They're just going to be attracted to you for your energy, for your beauty and your that passion that they're going to be attracted to here. Um and I feel like there's this, kind of a pause today. I mean, you could go, all right, well, I'll flirt and I'll have all that, but it's not going to bring me what I'm looking for because it's so important to get to these roots and get beyond these um this it's not even a wall because it's like prison. I'm seeing like the bars, the prison bars, because you can see through, you can communicate, you can touch, but you can't fully be on either side. Like they can't come on that side because there's these bars keeping people out, and you can't go on that side because there's bars keeping you in. And that's part of what's going on here is the super reflective time. Now I do feel like, just for hope, they're like, don't give up hope because you do have the 6 of Cups. You do have a fated relationship that's in the future that you will know who they are because there will be no doubt. There's going to be such a draw together with the 6 of Cups because it's past life connections and you're going to feel so comfortable. And I usually joke, that they're glowing in the dark and have a rainbow shooting out of their butt. And so it's going to be that obvious that you're like, okay, that's them. There's no doubt because there's this mutual draw that's just crazy, unexplainable. So that is what I feel is coming in for you right now, Brenda. So I know that, today it's a good use this beautiful Gemini full moon energy to really get into those emotions and and the fears and the beliefs that are wrapped, keeping the heart caged, because their freedom can come and then it'll feel much better later. So, all right. So that's what they got for you, my dear. Thank you again for your donation. All right. And then Patty, your first one up here. So we have Patty and then Nelia, and then Patty. And just to kind of give everyone where we're at. And then we have Rhoda and then to Nova. And then we will bounce over to, let me see here. Let me see. Nikki. And then to Delcy. And then back to Nova. So that's where we're at on donations right now, just to kind of keep you guys in the loop. All right. So, Patty, thank you so much for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like since it lets me do that. You want to, will you enjoy your new car that you had financed? Yay! Congratulations. It's a big investment sometimes, but it's better than having one break down all the time, right? Warranties, I like it. All right. Hopefully they gave you like car washes and um, free oil changes. Let's see what else we have here. All right. Will you enjoy it? All right. Bottom of the deck, you have the Heart of Pentacles. Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. And I like it. And you have the Ace of Cups too, which is, it's all about kind of a self love and giving yourself a gift. And it feels good. I like this feeling of allowing yourself to, choose something that you want for you. Um, and I do, I like this. So it feels very positive for you. You have the Chariot, power of choice coming in here too. It's like you will get to choose. That's the wonderful thing is maybe one day you may not feel happy about it, and then the next day you can, but that's within you, right? Your enjoyment is your personal choice. And sometimes if we're feeling down and sick, we're gonna be like, bah, 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 everything. We hate everything, right? And then we wake up feeling like this love in our heart, and we're like, oh, I love everything. So it can vary, right? And here again, the Earth Mother. The Heart of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Empress is all this Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, nurturing yourself energy. And again, this feels very happy, happy energy, and that you'll enjoy this too. You have the Six of Cups and the Two of Wands. And I don't know if you have this is the child card, and the Two of Wands. I don't know if you have a child that and their opinion may go back and forth and back and forth. Whatever the Six of Cups, because it feels like childhood energy, but it's like it goes back and forth and back and forth. And so don't worry about what other people, I feel like underlying messages. Don't worry. Everyone else's opinion is fickle, depending on how they're feeling too. And what matters is that you're happy with it, not if other people are happy with it. Because it's your car. You're paying for it. You're paying insurance. You're driving it. It's yours. So you know, don't worry about what other people think about it, um, because it's this is for you, not for them. I like it. Yeah, you got the Spirit of Swords and the Four of Cups. Yeah. So you have the Four of Cups, which is emotional stability, and the Spirit of Wands, the King of I'm sorry, the Spirit of Swords, the King of Swords, which is they're very much in their head, and it's like I feel like you have peace of mind and emotional peace because you're like, you did your research. They're the master of thinking and education and seeing things clearly. They have the Ace of Swords, which allows you. So just trust that you did the research. You didn't just go in, I want that one. You were like, you looked at it. I feel like you did major research and looking into, the gas mileage and any problems and this and that and this and that. And you did your, as we call it, the due diligence. So you can be happy. You have the absolute ability to be happy about this and that you did it for you. So I like that for you, Patty. So that is what they have for that one. And then we got a couple from Nelia, and then we'll circle back around for your second one. So we'll be to that in just a moment. So thank you again for that donation. Enjoy your vehicle. All right. And then Nelia, hello, hello. Thank you so much for your donation and your sticker. You want to know, will Keen ever ask Megan out, or is Megan just wasting her time waiting? A general. Sure. Let's take a look. I'm just going to take a sip here. All right. So based on current energy, will Keen ever ask Megan out? Okay. And then just a general just on this situation anyway. All right. Well, will he ever ask her out? Temperance, patience, eventually, but there's a lot of hidden things here with this moon card. There's a lot of mysteries. There's a lot of unknowns. It's like, who knows when it will be? It's like it's a very slow process, right? Let's look at this other here, because usually when things are going so slow, with all this emotion of the moon that's coming in here, it gives us time on purpose. It's like our spirit team, our soul goes, let's just take it frame by frame instead of fast forwarding in a movie. And it feels like it's just, we're going to die because it's so slow. But it's given us time to really evaluate things, question our thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, get rid of thoughts that don't serve us anymore, emotions that don't serve us anymore, energy that doesn't serve us anymore, things in the physical world that don't serve us anymore. It makes space for us. It gives us time to, in a way, raise our vibration so that we can have a different type of relationship than we've had with others in the past. So let's look here and see the general reading portion of this here. Yeah, we got this is like three major arcana. Wheel of Fortune, the Fates wheel. This is trusting that everything unfolds for us, the tune of for us. So Megan can go, if things are going slow, this is happening for me. And I can take this time, because the more I raise my love vibration, the faster things speed up. It'll draw in things that match that energy. And if that's not Keen, then they won't be drawn in. We'll draw in someone who's more in alignment with who Megan is, right? We got the Heart of Pentacles. Yes, this is about, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. Definitely, this is a time for them to be working on themselves and um, questioning these fears, these small t truths that are around relationship, about what something is supposed to be, should be, need to be, have to be, right? These emotions that are from the past that no longer serve. Anything that's bubbling up during this slow period is for her to transform. And it could be, by when she transforms, she's like, I don't want Keen anymore, because they're in a low vibration. I'm on a higher vibration. It just doesn't feel like it's a good match anymore, because she's changed, right? Yeah, the Ten of Pentacles. So there is a relationship here. Ten of Pentacles normally has like two people on it with a child and a dog, and old man in a wheelchair, meaning ancestry and money and a palace, and so there is fullness of life that is there, and I feel like there's not a waste of time, but not specifically towards Keen. This isn't wasting time waiting because in the time okay, don't waste the time while you're waiting, is what they're saying. I'll say that again. Don't waste the time while you're waiting because this is happening for her to grow herself, her self-love, her self-confidence, her self-worth, and not having it determined by the outside world, but inward and upward because that's what helps raise her love vibration. Then there is the 10 of Pentacles, there is a partnership, there is a relationship, but it's this trust that everything is unfolding on purpose and that maybe Keen is keeping her attention so she doesn't just, go, "Well, fine, he's taking too long, but I'll take that," and then we've done what we've always done and we get what we've always gotten, and we're like, "God, when is this gonna change?" And this is what's happening, there's this slow down here that's for her to grow that, which and it could be if Keen is growing themselves, if they're an energetic match, then that works out. And I was mentioning it earlier, there's this book we're reading in Praying Mantis about how to be loved and how to be love. It's by Humble the Poet. Great book. But he mentions like replacing the question of do they like me with do they align with who I am? And if they align with who I am right now and I don't like them, that means there's something that I can change within me, right? That's generally when we get what we've always gotten and we're like, why do I keep drawing that in? Well, because that's my energy. So when I change my energy, I draw in someone different, someone more in alignment. And if that happens to be Keen, then they're drawn in. But if it's not, she's going to be okay with who is drawn in because, well, one, because of the Wheel of Fortune being there and the 10 of Pentacles is about abundance. It's worth working on yourself while you're waiting. And then once the vibration rises, the waiting's over. It's either going to be um, Keen, who matches the energy, or someone else that matches the higher vibrational energy. So hopefully that makes sense. But that's what's coming in, Nelia. So many blessings. Pass that on to her if you'd like. All right. And then for your second donation, thank you so much for the shades. You want to know why did Canada Post go on strike? Oh, I love your your big world questions. I love getting snoopy and nosy and going, what's really behind all this, right? So why did Canada Post go on strike? What is the real reason behind it? And when will it be over and be back in service? Okay, let's take a look here. So, what's my spirit here? Why did Canada Post go on strike? What's the real reason, right? Okay. Okay, I got that. And then when will it be over? Okay. All right. So, why did they go on strike here? Okay. So, we've got the Ace of Pentacles that's coming in here. There seems to be this it's a new opportunity. They've reached what they feel is time for a change to come in here because we've got the Earth Mother, the Empress, which is about birthing something new, needing a harvest, needing new things, new opportunities to open up in the outside world. And they had a lot of fears that are here with the Nine of Swords, that there are things that would not be met, and fearing of motivations, fearing of again not having enough really was coming in here. And there's a lot of battling that was going on here, and I kind of feel with all these swords There's all this conflict, all this struggle, because when humans are in fear, we do stupid things, we say stupid things, and there was a lot of obstacles in the way, in between. They couldn't come to terms, and so that's why everything exploded. That's why they went on strike, because there's a lot of conflict. Now we have the Spirit of Cups, the King of Cups, which is the balancing between the head and the heart. And I feel like this is an individual that's coming in the middle. It's like mediator, a big uh, compromiser, someone who comes in and is able to kind of get people to talk, get people to come to conclusions. So I do like that here. And it does feel like here the full moon, the new moon energy here, I feel like they're gonna with the full moon being tomorrow and it being in Gemini, which is about communication, and the Mercury retrograde going direct, the conflict in communication during this Mercury retrograde. So they're saying, in addition to this, this retrograde caused conflict in communication, because that's a lot of what happens. But I feel like, because tomorrow is the full moon coming in here and Mercury goes retrograde, that it's within next week, because this perseverance and moving beyond the blocks is what comes in here. So I do feel like they come to this um, compromise next week. Um, yeah, because I see that there's this, especially with the holidays, and they're like, we've got to do this. It's going to impact everyone. We're gonna have Christmas riots. But I do feel like it's next week with all this, moon and astrological energy, things to get sorted out. So I like that. It's like, I feel like talks really, even tomorrow, just start to flow as Mercury goes into direct and as the full moon in Gemini really comes to its culmination. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of working of things out tomorrow and following Monday and Tuesday. And I just feel like they'll make an announcement. We've come to blah blah blah. Things will start back up like Wednesday or something like that. But it does feel like there's resolution. So we like that. Right. So that's what they have for you, Nelia. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Patty, we are swinging back to you. So thank you for your donation, your additional donation. We'll give that a love and a like here. Right. So what's coming for you at work? All right. So I'm just going to take another sip here. All right. So Patty, what is coming to you for work? Okay. And we got those two. I do want those two and those two. All right. So I like this. I like all this. You're really in this wonderful place. Here's that Heart of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles coming in here. And I like this self nurturing energy that you're really stepping into, and you're allowing yourself for yourself. And I like that. This comfortability with being selfish. I don't what? I know that's such a rude word that it's got that tonation in our world, but it's, realizing the greatest gift we can give the world is a healthy, full, overflowing us. Because if we're exhausted and resentful because we're giving to everyone else and only taking the crumbs that are left, we're no good to everyone else. We're probably start to become more of a lower vibration, dragging things down. But when we're full and overflowing, that overflow is so delicious to the world that it ignites and helps people too. So I like this energy about, and just this reinforcement of you being true to you. allowing yourself to fill up, right? So that's the bottom of the deck. Now we have one card and then two cards, two cards, two cards. It's like this first card, whatever this is, I feel is going to be an important decision you make, which leads to a path. It's like two, like in the snow, footprints that are going forward. They allow you to move forward. And this brings you a path next week. And you have the 8 of Cups. So this is the decision to leave behind emotions that no longer serve you and relationships that no longer serve you. So this can be a relationship with work. So your working relationship, it could be you're ready to walk away from a job that no longer serves you. It could be that. Could also be disconnecting relationships and the emotional energy you're investing in places where you're giving so much and getting so little back that you're bringing your energy back to you. And that's an important thing for you to do because one, we look at the emotions that are below the surface that we're taking a lot of energy. This can be directly related to your emotions around work and reward, whether that's goes back to school in not getting rewarded for jobs you were doing or being overlooked. There could be emotions way back then that are below the surface, but this are specifically have to do with the work that you do and the reward that you get or the lack of recognition that you get. And these can be below the surface. And then we have suppressed them, and it takes energy to keep those below the surface because if we let go, boom, here they are, and we don't want to deal with them, right? So we do that. But when we willingly bring it forward and transform it, then we get all that energy back that we've been using to keep it down. And then the other thing is relationships. Like I said, work relationships. It could be relationships with managers, with other people, with a job or a company. But it's realizing, a relationship of any kind is sometimes we have to give more, and then sometimes they have to give more. And it's a give and take because we are flexing, transforming, ebb and flowing, beings. So these things happen. But if it's where we're always giving 90% and they're only giving 10% or 80-20 or 70-30, anything really above 50-50 that's consistently we're always giving, we can evaluate those relationships and see if it's something we want to continue. And then if we're like, you know what, if this was a relationship with like a lover, like my job, and I feel like I'm giving 80% and they're only giving me 20, then I'm being used, and I want an equal partnership, not a, you know, one that you do feel like I'm being taken advantage of, right? And that's like I ended up being with a company that I was last with for over 20 years because it was a partnership. Like I gave a lot and they rewarded me, and I was like, wow, and it felt like a good relationship until you know it was time to leave to go do this because this is what I love. This is my passion, and this is kind of what you're getting to with this energy, right? Okay, and then the steps that come forward here, yeah, the struggle between the head and the heart. There's a lot of light that is shown on here. Again, clarity comes in around what is it that your heart wants? When we have the battle between the head and the heart, the mind has a lot of fears rooted in small teachers of supposed to be, should be, need to be, and we're trying to achieve all this stuff. But our if our heart isn't happy, then we're not happy and we're just existing, we're not living. And I feel like there's a lot of light that is shown, shined, shizzled on it this next week. Yeah, look at this. What is your dream come true, 9 of Cups? And the Magician, the spark of, I want to take steps toward what is my true dream come true. And if you've been trying to do something for a very long time and you feel like you've been hitting your your wall up against your head or your head up against a wall, whatever works for you. This is a time of going, yeah, am I ready for a change? And I just feel like these are the steps that are coming in here. Yeah, again, all these reiterate the same kind of energy because Skyfather is the emperor who is all about Aries energy, deciding what I want, getting rid of all these advisors and opinions, and deciding what it is that I want to do, making a plan, putting energy behind it, and doing it. And the Ace of Cups is the pursuit of your heart. So all of this is like there's this determining next week, what is it that I want to do that will make me happy, make my heart happy, not get out of our mind because our mind so embedded with, well, I want security, I want this, I want that, blah blah blah, and it's like, no, that's what the mind thinks it's supposed to want, but your heart wants to live, and what does that mean, right? So I feel like there's some great clarity that comes in next week, and you might even get some, you know, some news of, oh, there's not going to be any raises, and you're like, what? After you promised there would be if I worked as hard as I did, and it just something happens next week. I just feel like it just shakes um you awake in a way of going, yeah, or a feeling of not feeling satisfied, if that makes sense too. Right. So that's what I feel's coming in for you, Patty. Yay! Boom, boom, boom. I'm excited. All right. So many, many blessings to you. All right, let's see where we're at here. And hey, Johanna, shout out to one of my YouTube channel members. Hello. Oh, and I missed Kelly. Hey, Kelly. So sorry I didn't see you come in there. So shout out to you as well. Good to see everybody. How are ya all? Sounds like you're from Texas or the South here, not on the other side of the world. All right. Hope you are doing well as well. All right. So, well, who we have next here? We're going, let me just expand this over here. So we've got up next we have Rhoda via the Cash app. And yep, and then we'll jump over to Nova and then back to Nikki and Delcy and then back to Nova and then to Johanna. So we're getting there. So thank you guys for your patience and getting through to the readings here. Very grateful. All right. So Rhoda, thank you so much for your donation. And let me see here. I don't see a question on the Cash app. So if you haven't put your question out here yet, please do. I'm just going to scroll down the chat here, see if I see it. See my little old man squinting eyes. All right, scroll. So there's the hey everyone. So I see you there. Scroll, 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 scroll. You had to step out, just checking in. No worries. I see you there. All right. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So, Rhoda, if you are here, you are from Texas. You've been lying all this time, Johanna? Ugh. And you work a night job. That's why you sleep during the day. Oh, thank you so much, Sarah. I appreciate that. I'm glad, Spirit, they definitely share a lot of amazing things. I learned so much in channeling their messages, for sure. All right. So, Rhoda, I don't see a question, but Spirit knows. So, what I will do here, I'm just doing one more pass here just to make sure I didn't overlook it because, I am human. And no, I don't see that. In fact, while I'm here, I'm just going to take some screenshots because Spirit is telling me to. Sometimes we have things disappear. So I'm just going to grab some stuff while they're having me do this. And then, Rhoda, if you are here, post a question real quick. And I'm just going to take a couple screenshots. And if I don't, by the time, I'll just do a general reading. Spirit knows what you're looking for. All right. So, Rhoda. So, yeah, Sassy Libra, if you just posted it like a couple, well, at 12:39 my time, which was about 10 minutes ago, 49, well, 15 minutes ago, you're on the free list. I'm on the donations right now. And then after I'm done with donations, then I will jump and do my YouTube channel members. And then, depending on timing, I will try to get through as many free readings as I can. But if you do want to make sure that we do cover you today, a donation of any kind, I will make sure we get through all those as well. All right. You are welcome. All right. So, Rhoda, what does Spirit want you to know right now? Okay. So, what do they want you to know right now? Okay. That leads you to that. All right. So, let's take a look here. Wow, it is a time here of you really stepping into your power and you deciding what you're wanting. Because you got the Sky Father on the bottom of the deck, which is Emperor energy. And the Emperor is all about, you can imagine, just picture like Game of Thrones, right? You're on the throne, and there's all these people, all these advisors that are all blah, 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 and self appointed advisors giving you all this opinion about what you should do and supposed to do and need to do with the empire, because this is you're the emperor. You rule over it all. And at some point, you're hearing so many different things, and they're arguing, and there's all this conflict, and blah, 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 blah. You're like, enough. I'm the emperor. Everyone, thank you for your advice, but clear the throne room. I'm going to make decisions. I'm the emperor. It's my empire. I'm going to decide. And this is that energy. I'm going to decide what I want for my life, for whatever situation you're wanting to know about, and I'm going to put a plan and I'm going to put action and I'm going to implement it. So let it be said, so let it be done. Boom, right? So it's you stepping into the authority of your life, and I love that for you. Now that was the bottom of the deck, so that's the underlying energy of what's coming on right now. And then you have the Death card and the Three of Wands, which this is a ending of an old cycle, like the moon cycle, ending of an old cycle, beginning of a new adventure. And the Three of Wands is going a different direction than you had thought you would because you have new information. And I feel like it's because you're making new decisions, that your life is under new management. You're taking over management of your life. I like that. And you're like, because of that, you're taking it in a different direction, because you're going to do what is more in alignment with you instead of all these opinions of everyone else. And I like that. There is this clarity that comes in underneath the Sky Father on the bottom of the deck. You had the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. Again, clarity around things allows you new opportunities to move forward, new beginnings to come forward. So all that is very supported here. What happens next here? Yeah, it is this. You've got the Judgment card, which is your higher self calling your human self to see things differently. And it's like your calling. What is your calling of your life? Where do you truly want to do? You have the Page of Cups too, which is following your heart. And, there is this kind of shaking up here of going, I know what everyone has told me. I've got all of this lifelong storage of all these opinions and supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's and have to be's and must be's that are so loud. I'm just ready to turn that off and then connect with your heart and go, where does my heart want to lead me? Not the supposed to be in existing, but the living from the heart that is coming in here. I like that. Yeah, here's the Earth Mother. So here's creation, creativity. This is about Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, nurturing yourself. Again, choosing for yourself. And that's the divine counterpart of the Sky Father. You got Sky Father and Earth Mother. So it's about embracing both your divine feminine, divine masculine energies. And choosing what you want and putting action behind what you can, and the things that you desire but you can't action yet, you can you know, open up and ask here. And actually, Rhoda, we're on your reading right now. I didn't see a question, so we're doing a general reading. So hopefully this resonates. You can back up, but if you have a specific question, pop it in here too. Um, so there is this, becoming aware of that power, action what I can, and then ask for what I can't, and that stepping into that power that's there. Yeah, and you have the Nine of Pentacles. So this is about independence, financial independence, um, being with spirit, in the physical world. And it is a little bit of like that independence is that you can do all this and that you don't need all this other, you don't need someone to complete you. You don't need to someone to do this. You have all this power. Again, you're the emperor and the empress together, ruler of all kings, ruler of all queens. And I definitely feel like this is a time of stepping into your empowerment and stepping forward boldly. Yeah. And we like this here. So you have the Eight of Swords. You have been working on questioning your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets that no longer serve you, that make you in the past feel small and powerless and restricted and blinded and trapped and um, immobile, stagnant. And the 10 of Wands, I mean, this shows you that you have been investing a lot of energy in things. And I feel like a big piece of what's going on now is you're really taking an inventory of where you've been investing all of your energy, and that includes mental energy, emotional energy, your spiritual energy, your physical energy. And now that with this realignment of doing things in your towards your path, towards what where your heart is leading you, that you're able to kind of do an inventory of this energy. And what I mean by that is like, I love how spirit has shown us like there's three buckets of where we invest our energy, right? And we've got this, you know, of course we're taught, right, in our current society, everything is urgent, everything is important. And it's not, but we're taught, "Oh my god," and so everything is urgent, everything is important. Everything has to be done right now, and then we're exhausted and we wonder why, right? We feel burdened like the poor camel, And there's this clarity that comes in, and that's part of what you're going through to here as well, is, this, realization of what is truly important to me, not to everyone else, but to me, and what is truly urgent for me. So, what's truly urgent, truly important to you is bucket one, right? Then you have bucket two, what's truly important to me, but not truly urgent to me, something that I can put on a calendar and work towards. It's nothing that has to be done right now, but it's important to me. So, it's on my calendar. And then bucket 3, the things that seem urgent to me, but are not truly important to me, is get dumped into that bucket. And that bucket, I don't even have to do anything with if I don't want, because it's not important. It's either gonna take care of itself or not get done, and it's not important, so it's not gonna impact me. And so we have those 3 buckets, and as we divvy up all the things that we're investing our energy, and then we know, is it something that's truly important or urgent, things that are truly important but not urgent, and the things that are urgent but not important, and it allows you to divvy up the energy where you don't feel so burdened, and you have actually have energy to be able to do things. So I like that. Very good. So I like this. You stepping into your power, Rhoda. So yeah, life is not happening to you, it's happening for you. Yeah, and there's this I love this. Clear the throne room. I'm tired of everyone telling me what to do. I'm ready to step forward. So I like that. All right. So that is what we have for you, Rhoda. Thank you again so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. and hopefully that resonates. You are very welcome. Okay. Let me check timestamps here. Okay, so then we have Nova for your additional donation. You are so generous. I appreciate you. So this is the vlog sticker number 6. You want to know what kind of connection do you have with Kurt and the spirit guides? Are you close with them? You sure do feel pretty close to them for some reason. You do talk to them heaps. I hear you. All right, take another sip here. All righty. So, what kind of connection do you have? You do know them very well. They're reminding me how we've talked a little bit about um, spirit guides in past lives, right? And we talked about how you have been Kurt's spirit guide in a past life, and he's your spirit guide in this life. But you guys have also, the whole group of spirit guides, you guys have been in and out of lifetimes together, and that you guys, music has been such a core of what you guys have done through many lifetimes. Like we talked about how you guys were like a musical troupe and troubadours and playing different music and drums and different things throughout lifetimes, that it's always been about expressing vibration through music and through sound, and it's been a huge thing that's at the core, and that's why it's so important to all of you. And you've got this on the bottom of the deck, you have the Heart of Wands. And this does talk about a strong connection. The Queen of Wands, not only does she, with your fire energy, Leo energy, do you have a strong connection to spirit in your spiritual energy, but all the queens are given a second portion of water behind the scenes, which is an emotional connection. So you've got this strong connection with the spirit world and communication, that goes back and forth. It's like that's like a little antenna. Got a little antenna on your head that communicates with spirit. So you guys definitely have that. But this wands energy, this fire energy, does represent how you guys have. That you have this energetic connection that's connected through music and vocal vibration in sharing things. And so I like that. Let's see what else we have here too. Yep, you got the hermit. Here's this, you've been spending so much time alone that they have been this guide for you, and that's why there is this strong connection because of where you have been and how you have kind of been in your shell like this turtle, protecting yourself from people of the outside world, and they became your best friends, right? And so not only do you have all this past life connection, you have this in this lifetime, this connection because of the amount of time that you spend with them and reach out to them in your own different ways. And even through music, there is this, you know, special connection that it's like it doesn't even feel specifically like spirit to you. You just feel like this flow of energy and this connection to something more. And that was them. And this is what happens when you play music. Yeah, and you got the full card. So this is the soul. This is this energy of past lives and all these different worlds that you guys have been together in. And so you guys have been on these adventures. You do have this relationship like adventure mates. And that's why you guys feel so close, because you have been each other's spirit guides in and out of different lives. So you guys have a very strong bond, not just with Kurt, but with this core group that is here. And um, and you do have a community. You will bump into some of them in physical form in this human life, because you like there's it's like you guys sometimes you all come down and experience humanity together. Other times, some of you stay back and are spirit guides. Um, but in this lifetime, I feel like there's three others that you'll meet in this lifetime that you'll recognize each other as like the strong bond that you guys have. So I like that. Yeah. So you have the your creativity, being true to your authentic self. So this is something that the kind of connection you guys have is that creativity, is that we've talked about how you'll channel them. You'll channel Kurt, but you channel spirit, your other spiritual guides who are also very musical, uh, passionate about music. And so they do, have this reflection that comes through in this lifetime because of that. And then he has the spirit of wands, the king of wands. Again, the full card in this has to all there's a very strong higher self energy. And so something that's really cool that they just want to, bring forward here is that you've got this your soul isn't here in this physical world. Our higher self is up there. Our higher selves are all by each other. We're just it's a finger puppet. It's like when someone's putting on a puppet show, the puppets may be up here, but all the people are together down here, right? And so we're all together down here, below the stage for the puppets. And so, they're saying there's a strong connection because you are up here or you're in this higher vibration already, but just a piece of you is a lower vibration expressing yourself as supernova as well as other people, that are expressing themselves. So I feel like that's important to know that that's how the connection can run deep as well. And then you have the movement of swords, the knight of swords, the pursuit of seeing things from this higher perspective. And ultimately, we all have a desire to explore and this interest of understanding ourselves more. And we're in pursuit of remembering who we really are. Um, and we do that by experiencing this life, right? By we come down here to experience what we're not, so we understand more of who we are. And we all, as spirit guides with each other, we get to walk along with people and we get to experience life and we get to feel get to feel the emotions. We get to hear the thoughts, experience the thoughts, the emotions, the energy, the physical world through it, through humans. And so there's of us that came down here and we feel the biggest part of it all, but they can tap in and they feel and get to experience it. Not at the extremity that we do, because we're disconnected from big ways from all that energy that they get on the other side. So it feels more loud and more extreme when we go through things here, but they get to experience it through us. So there's a strong bond that happens with all of that. So hopefully that makes sense. All right. So that is what they have for that one. Supernova, thank you again for your multiple donations. And then Nikki, you are up next. So thank you so much for your donation via the Cash App. I'm sorry, through Venmo. So, what does Spirit want you to know? All right, let's take a look here. See what Spirit wants you to know right now. Then we'll jump to Delcy Joy next. All right. Okay. They evidently want you to know that. Cards came flying out. They do want you to know that, and that as well. All right. All right. So, bottom of the deck, you have the Magician card. And I love this that they're telling you, you are magical. You're like, what? I know. You know you are. You can be humble though, but you are magical. Hey, Nikki. And you're so empowered. And they just want you to know that, you're not at the whim of the outside world. You're not in a baby seat in the back of a car being kidnapped, by spirit and being, you know, um, drugged through your life and taken through your life. You're the driver behind this giant bus. You're driving the bus, and creator and spirit are your co-pilot, and they whatever your energy that you put forward with this magic wand, that they plug that into the nav system, and that's where we go on the adventure to. And they hand out the snacks, and they're the radio, and they're your co-pilot. And then all of your spiritual posse are like a bunch of puppies in the back of the bus, and they're just excited to be on a ride. They don't care where we go, they're just excited to be along. But you are the one that's driving your life. Your energy is taking you through your life, and that you have the power to change that. If you don't like the direction you're going, that you get to change that if you want. And but I love that you're magical, that your energy is what brought attracts things into your life and repels things out of your life, and that you hold the power. So I like that. That's just the bottom of the card, the bottom of the deck, which is the energy that is the underlying energy. Then you have 5 cards like this, and then 1 card, and then 3 cards like this. So interesting. Let's see what this little fan is. Got the 3 of Pentacles, which is about being true to your authentic self. I love that they're like encouraging you. Whatever you do, remember, be true to you, and that you don't need to, out of fear of punishment or losing praise, do that. And I don't feel like you really I feel like you're pretty independent, and that's not like new concepts for you. Just a good reminder. There could have been some things that are drawing you into, you know, well, I don't want people to be upset or unhappy. But it's like, come back to you. I feel like is this little nudge here. Yeah, you have the full card, which is the first card in the major arcana, which is beginning of new adventure, letting go of expectations. You've completed a cycle. You're ready to move into something new, something free of a lot of limitations and expectations. Think of like a little 2-year-old that is like doesn't have all these rules yet. They see the world full of possibilities, and that anything is possible. I like this. Be true to your authentic self and see the world full of that. I watched a video earlier today from Cheryl Lee Harness. She's so sweet. I love her. And one of the cards that came out said impossible, and it said realize that in the word impossible is, if you split it up, it's I'm I, apostrophe I'm possible. And it's like, even within the word, it's that there's full of possibilities. And so I like this, especially with the magician card and stepping into your power, that anything is possible. You're the only one that can restrict you. Yeah, I had a feeling you were going to get this too. Because the 7 of Wands is that energy of being true to your authentic self. The sun does not ask permission to shine, nor does it dim its light for anyone. It doesn't need to feel like it has to defend itself. It is who it is, and it shines bright, and it moves forward in that. And so I love that energy of I mean, they're all saying, be authentic, be true to you, where you're headed, where you're investing your energy. It's not being swayed by people, you know. Um, a lot of times when we have complainers in our life, that no matter what we do, they're going to find something wrong with what we're doing. We know about that. It's not a surprise. We keep them kind of in the the boonies of our lives, going, hey, I'm not going to let you be in my inner circle. That lower vibrational energy all the time. Yeah, okay. But it's the people who are supporters that have more of an influence out of taking us off path, not intentionally. They love us, they support us, they're so proud of us, I can't wait. But they might say something like, have you ever thought of doing it this way? And because we don't want to lose their support and have them join those naysayers and complainers and punishers, we might alter our course a little bit, even though it's what we don't want to do. So it's important for you to stay true to you, is what this is coming in here. Yeah, the 3 of Cups. Follow your joy, follow celebration. There's also this community that's coming in here that you have true support from spirit. They always, again, this reminds me of the 3 of Cups, puppy energy, dolphin energy. They're all excited to be along where you're going, and you can't make a wrong choice with them. You just make different choices with different experiences. But do you think, like, if you have a dog or if you've seen dogs where you just ask them, "Wanna go for a ride?" They don't care, like, "Well, tell me where a ride to where." They're like, "Ride, yes, let's go." And that's how your spirit team is like, they don't care where we go as long as they're with you and they're going for the ride, and they are along for the ride. So I like that. Then you have the Chariot. Victory, movement, and power of choice all coming in here too. Again, reiterating there's no wrong choice. There's just different choices with different experiences, different outcomes. And when we step into that power, realizing I'm the only one that gets to choose the story, the emotion, my energy, and my physical actions, can't control anyone else's. Everyone is their own choices. We can all make it easier or harder for us to choose higher vibration or lower vibration, you know, um, choices, but ultimately everyone makes their own decision. You can give someone the world, they can still choose to be upset, right? So we come back to us and realize, even though I've been given a long list of supposed to's and should be's and need to be's and have to be's and must be's, up here of when that happens, this is what it's supposed to mean. When that happens, this is how I'm supposed to feel when that happens. This is where I'm supposed to invest my energy when that happens. This is what I'm supposed to do physical in the physical world. I get to choose, so I get to choose differently if I want to. So I like that energy coming in here because there's a lot of empowerment and you choosing your path. You have the 9 of Wands too. So something that you've been trying to get through and trying to move through. This 9 of Wands is that it's because this wasn't for you. Where you've been trying to go isn't for you. This 9 of Wands is about switching direction, going this other place, something more in alignment of who you are. And so instead of they usually they have someone with a bandage on their head from hitting their head up against a wall. It's like, but sometimes doors are locked to protect us because there's a hungry lion on the other side of that door. And we're trying to get through it. And Spirit's like, that's not for you. That's not where you wanted to go. And there's a different path. Then it opens up and allows us to go in that direction. That's what I feel is unfolding here for you. And then here's the 3 steps. Yeah. Allow whatever's being removed out of your life being moved for you. Um, and, um, there's this realizing that what is happening in my life is happening for me, not to me. And that there are certain things I've asked spirit to do, like in this case with this wall, is to blow me out of a situation to where I end up over here or remove an obstacle in front of me. But knowing that it's always happening for us, not happening to us, your probation. So, there is this, okay, it creates the space for something that's more in alignment with my life and it clears things out of my path so I can go that direction. Yeah, and the 5 of Swords is the conflict between the head and the heart, right? And we definitely have this, our mind saying, like you said, the 9 of Swords, it's that supposed to be, should be, need to be, have to be, must be. But the heart is like, no, I want that. I want this. And when our head and our heart are in conflict, eventually the heart wins because the mind um, was created second. Our emotional body's created first, and so it has the most power. Eventually wears our mind down. I like that. Yeah, and then you have the Spirit of Cups, which is the balancing of the head and the heart, and so there's this great energy of moving forward in a balanced way, allowing it's like you're your head gives up and goes, "Fine, heart, what do you want?" And the heart goes, "I want this, not that." And they're like, "Okay, we can make that happen." And then the sword, not the sword, the mind, which is swords, the mind goes, "I can help us get there." And so it starts working on behalf of the heart instead of just um, for its own, the ego. Instead of working for the ego, it starts working for the heart instead. So I love this for you. And that is what they want you to know right now. So hopefully that helps there, Nikki. And thank you again for your donation. Many blessings to you. Enjoy your adventure. All right. So, and then next we have uh Delcy is up next, and then Nova, and then Johanna, and then Sassy Libra. Yes, I do see your donation. All right, and that'll be it for the donation so far. So Delcy, thank you for your donation via the Cash App. I want to know, how does Ed, the companion, feel about you? All right, let's take a look here. I'm just going to take a sip of my electrolytes here. Got to stay hydrated, drinking all this coffee. All right, Delcy, let's dive in here. Let's see, how does Ed feel? You know, I mentioned this earlier. We're reading a book in my Praying Mantis group, and he mentions this really good um, statement, like when we're asking, does someone like me? They go, can rephrase that and go, are they in alignment with who I am? And it brings our attention back to focusing on us and our energy and what my needs are and who I am. And are they matching? Because a lot of times when we look outside of ourselves, going, do they like me? We're looking for validation of our worth in how they feel about us, right? And we're all taught that as human children, right? But it's a great aha when we're like, wait a minute, are they aligning with who I am? Because if they're not, then I have a decision to make. Right? And it's not about whether they like me or not. It's like, are you aligning with me? And if you're not, then I need to say, can we align? This is who I am and this is what I'm wanting. Are you able to do that? And what do you need? And if we're not able to do that, then it's just conflict that happens, right? But so that's important to know. All right. So bottom of the deck though. Let's dive in. They wanted me to share all that, and we'll do more. I know, isn't that a great aha? Well, the bottom of the deck, we got the lovers card. So they definitely, feel this strong connection, and it's a very important relationship. The lovers card is what that is all about. And then you've got two cards and two cards. I feel like these are different sides. It's like the two of you. One of you is very motivated to live their dream and to head off into their dream. What is my dream come true? And energy into this dream of what life is to be and relationships and everything to be. The other, Spirit of Cups, is much more, yeah, Two of Pentacles is balanced. Someone who's just kind of allowing things to unfold. How does time, the sands through the hourglass, and balance of head and heart, in that there's not so much of an outside drive and a lot of passion, right? So there's one of you feels very, I feel like it's opposites in a way, someone who's just go, 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 and next thing, driven, driven, driven. And the other person is about enjoying the moment and what's unfolding. Look at the sand. Look at the little grain of sand that just dropped in the sunglass, not, the hourglass, and they're like, the other person's like, no, no, we got to do the other, right? You're the dreamer. So, and so that might be frustrating for both of you, because For the dreamer and the one full of energy and go, 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 go. Um, Someone that's not willing to do all that, you feel kind of like they're a dud in a way, right? Like, come on, or lazy or unmotivated or why aren't you interested and that kind of energy. And then to the person who's very content and kind of going with the flow and mellow, they think, wow, you're stressed, you're stressful, you're making me anxious. um you need to simmer down, like, one you need to speed up, you need to simmer down, and then there's that little friction that happens, right? The battle. So yeah. So we've got the movement. Again, this is kind of that energy, the slow mover with the slowest knight in the deck. And the Nine of Pentacles, someone looking for independence and abundance in the world, right? So, you know, this is, you're asking, how do they feel about you? They're like, they feel like you are rushing through life, trying to get to the end of something, trying to achieve something, get somewhere, and maybe defining yourself by it. And I feel like they're kind of like, I'm happy with what this moment has. And it's kind of an enlightened view, but I don't feel like it's from enlightenment. I do feel like it's fear, fear of failure, fear of, wanting so much stuff and not getting it. And so they've learned to really have very, very little expectations. And so it's not about, like this, "Oh," enlightened master energy. They just learn to um, be content with what is in this moment. It's enough for me. They're just not driven um, like you are. But they do care about you. The Lover's card is there, and I feel like there are times when you both get a bit frustrated when you're trying to change them and when they are feeling like you're trying to change them, and that they're not enough, you know, because there's times where you're like, well, I'm fine, you can just be there, but I'm going to go, 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 go. Um, and you know, do all this. But that is where we come down to, and oh, that makes so much sense with that when we're talking about, do they align with who I am? Doesn't sound like they do. And and that's okay. If we get to that point of realizing, you know what? They're reminding me of my last relationship, and um they were working nights and had all this stuff going on at night, and I worked during the day, and it had changed because that's not the way it was in the beginning. And then I was learning a lot about, I felt like they were trying to fit me in between the important things, and then they were feeling bad because they wanted to spend time together, but they felt bad, and so we were both kind of feeling bad, and they were gonna be moving away, and we knew that in, like, 3 or 4 months, and I was like, we finally were able to get dinner together one night at the Olive Garden, of all places, and we were in the little, not the big dining area, but the little bar area where you can get seated immediately. And I was just like, rather than you feeling bad about not being able to find time and me feeling bad, like trying to fit in between the important things in your life, you're leaving. And so we're not in a committed relationship because you will be leaving. I go, why don't you let's just be friends. And if you find time, we do. And if we don't, we don't. That way we don't have that. And it's like that kind of that energy. You get to that point where it's like, yeah, why are we doing this to each other? Sometimes it's just best to Go, you deserve to be with someone like you, and I deserve to be with someone whose energy matches mine, right? Oh, yeah. And so you just get to understand that and go, okay, if and so that's a good question to ask yourself and be honest with yourself is, do they align with who I am? And if they're like, yeah, they do align, they're older and slowing down, and maybe you're giving an excuse, so be aware of that. That are we just you know, going, okay, it's okay. But as long, it's dealing with that, right? It's dealing with that, the huge differences, right? Older, so slowing down. I don't want to know how old they are because if you're saying they're the same age as me, I'm gonna have to block you, Delcy. I'm just kidding. So, oh, caregiving. Oh, okay, I see. I was just joking. All right, yeah. So hopefully that brings clarity for you there, for your question there. So that's what they have right now. So many blessings to you, Delcy. Good to see you, and thank you again for your donation. All right. So we are to Nova for number 7, and then Johanna, and then to Sassy Libra. So Nova, thank you for all your multiple donations today. Really appreciate all the support, all the love, and all your great questions. So you want to know, will you ever meet that person who you smoked weed with and made out with again? You miss them and the kissing, right? You wonder if they liked you. You're so funny. And you really like him. It's crazy because he asked me if we wanted to kiss, then it turned into making out, and you really enjoyed it. Ah, you sassy minx, you. All right, so let's take a look here. Yeah, absolutely amazing, Grace. You can get on the list. I just have 3 donations, well, the one I'm on right now. So yeah, absolutely. So, will you ever meet the cool dude or the dude that thought you were cool? All right, let's see what we got here. All right, got the star card on the bottom. There is hope. It's the hope card. So there is definitely possibility based on current energies here. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, you might even hear from them tomorrow. We got all this moon energy here. You've got the moon card, and then the chariot card is Cancer, which is ruled by the moon. So there's a lot of moon cyclical energy that comes in here. And it does talk about victory, movement, cycles. So I do feel like there is this draw that happens. Maybe it's around a certain moon that you guys came together. In fact, you might even look, when did you guys get together, and look what was the moon there. Maybe that's the moon. When the moon comes through that each month, that's when you guys are drawn together. But that's just a little fun little adventure if you want to look at that. But I definitely feel like this is cyclical and power of choice too. I feel like they would be willing to do that, and if you are able to reach out to them, you can definitely do that too. You don't have to wait for them to reach out to you. This howling at the moon, I feel like with the full moon tomorrow, woohoo, we'll see. Yeah, you have the magician card. Wow, all these 4 major arcana, the star, the moon, the chariot, and the magician. So you can this is about you stepping into your power and stepping forward with that too. So, um, there is great hope and possibility, but you also have the ability to reach out again. 10 of Wands. And this is a kind of advice from spirit. Just watch your energy with that, right? Because you got the movement of energy, which is movement of wands, which is the knight of wands, and it's the fastest moving knight, which means a lot of passion. And so yeah, you don't want to burn up, because you got the three of wands, and you got the sun card here too. So they're just saying, be aware of that passion and be careful. If you do go further than all of this, and I think you guys did, if you be very careful, because otherwise you're going to go off on a direction that you may not have wanted as a result of that passion. Wah, wah, okay. So look at all this passion, seven of wands. This is about you being true to you and shining bright, um, not dimming your light. So all of this is about, definitely in the spirit of wands, taking action, 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 action. So if you do want to see him again, all you have to do is ask, I feel. And they do. There's a great attraction. There's a great energetic attraction between the two of you with all of these wands. I mean, you got the 10 of wands, the knight of wands, the magician, which is the magic wand, the three of wands, the sun, which is fire wand energy. Got the seven of wands, the spirit of wands. Just be careful you guys don't combust. My goodness. All right. So that's what they have for you, Nova. So just reach out, if you want to see them. Just be careful physically. All right. So many blessings. And thank you again, for all your donations. So grateful. Much love to you, little sister. All right. And then Johanna. Hello, hello. So let's give you some love and a like there. Thank you for your donation. Yeah, I do want to get your question right now. Yeah, that was like a couple hours ago. So, does the person on your mind want to continue to know you? Has he thought about how he feels? All right, let's take a look here. Hey, Deb! Poof, up and spoke. Hello, hello. Good to see you. Shout out to another of my YouTube channel members. Hope you're doing well. All right. So, does he want to continue to know you? Okay, and then has he thought about how he feels? Okay. Are they that type of person? We'll see. All right. So, does he want to continue to know you? Two of Pentacles, balanced timing cycles. They're the kind of person that ebb and flows with this energy I'm in here. And we got the death and the rebirth, cycles of the moon too. So they're I don't want to say fickle. It just feels ebb and flowy. They come and they go, they come and they go. It's like they grow closer and then they grow distant, and they grow close and they grow distant, and they go close and they go distant. And it just seems to be their cycle, death and rebirth, death and rebirth. Are they a Scorpio? They constantly going through transformation. That's what I kind of feel, the energy that's there. Um, so yeah, sometimes he does, and then sometimes he needs to be away, and then he wants to come forward, and then he wants to go away. So interesting. Has he thought about how he feels about you? Wow, you got the moon card. So there's a lot of emotion there. That would tell me yes. Temperance, very patient about allowing things to unfold. Obviously, with this cycle of and then it goes here. It's the back and forth between the cups, taking forever. And the Earth Mother, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. And so they do see you as this divine feminine, this sensual, emotional being. And so they do see that. And they do have a lot of emotion that's there, and they understand, like, you get it, but I'm like, I was thinking, is this like a fish in water? Like, they know that you are a fish and that you're used to swimming in water and you get it. But they are more of like a bird, a seabird that can dive into the water, but it doesn't live there. And so it dives deep for a little bit and then goes back out. Yeah. And that's what I feel like that. They go, "You understand water and you understand what it's like to swim and you can get it, you can get the stuff, but I don't live there. And you live in emotion, but I don't live there." And I kind of feel like that's where they're kind of at with that. Let's see here. Heart of Swords. Yep. Balancing of the head and the heart, the mind. So this would be that fish. They are both a mental and a water kind of energy, and they kind of see you as mainly emotional energy, which they don't mean this in a rude way, but they can only handle so much water before they would drown. You know, it's like the bird; it would fly in under the water, but if it stayed down there, it's going to die. So it has to go back up and fly, and then come back later when it can handle more, catch their breath and dive deeper. And it has nothing to do with you. You're a fish. You're like, hello, I'm that's what I where I live. And they're like, yeah, no judgment. It's just a fact, kind of thing. Yeah. So they do see here, you know, um, they do understand when they think about how they feel about, there is that heart connection there, but the movement of ones, a energetic, sensual, passionate connection too. So they do have that all that there, but you know, a fish and a seabird, what kind of relationship are they able to have? Temporary or cyclical? Is that what you want? I don't know. You know, do they align with your energy? It's like we were talking about, right, from that book, um, How to Be Loved. Do they align with who I am? Nope. A little bit, but they're not a fish. They're a bird. All right. So that is what they have for you, Johanna. Hopefully it resonates. Many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donation. And then Sassy Libra, you are up. Thank you so much for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like here. And your question was a little up here. Hey. Will Zeno ask you out. Is there anything you need to know about him? All right, let's do a background check. Well, first of all, will he ask you out? Will they ask you out? Okay. And then background check. What do you need to know about them? Right. All right. And that one too. All right. So will they ask you out? Well, looks like that they might here with the Wheel of Fortune. That's a very fortunate. It's the tune of for you. Yep. And you got the Spirit of Wands, which they will take action here of moving forward. And but it's the Two of Pentacles is that they take time to do it here. Spirit of Wands is not someone that's just like a little chihuahua that goes around humping everyone's legs. They're very measured in how they invest their passion, where they invest their energy and timing. So they don't just, do it on a whim, which is good. So that when they do, they're not just trying to compete with the what is it? The odds of the numbers. If I date and see a bunch of people, I'll eventually find someone. No, they have a filtration process. They don't just ask anyone out. So that's pretty cool. All right. And what do you need to know about them here? Six of Wands. they do look for equal passion, you know, not one-sided, which is important. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the Tower card, which does show here that, a lot of the reason why they take time is they've had a lot of people just ghost and disappear out of their life, and it started happening when they were younger. Important people that died and were suddenly out of their life, so they look for consistency first before they, do more. So they not that they test people, but they look for that consistency. That's what they want me to say. So I feel like you know what that means. Yeah, we have the Nine of Cups. They do have these dreams. The Nine of Cups is like, they do have this idea of what a dream come true is in with a partnership, which is good. Again, it comes back to this, not they're not just looking for a lay. They're not just looking for, you know, sex or, that they're looking for more emotionally. And that's again why they allow things to unfold here and that they just do that. Yeah. And the magician, again, very much like responsibility um of their own energy and their own actions, their own intentions. And I feel like intentions are very important to them, again, based on past experiences. So I do feel like they're very measured, very intentional about next steps and different things. And they do I feel like with this eye, they're always not that like they're always watching you. It's not that. It's they they are very observant in that and that's where they watch for consistency. When they're interacting with someone, they're absorbing it all, paying attention to everything, noting everything, looking for trends, looking for consistencies and inconsistencies in a big way. Um, because they've had people who've been liars and things in the past, and so they look for that. Ace of Swords. So this is about seeing things from a different perspective and higher truth, and all this beginning energy too with the ace and the magician. It just feels like initiation that that they will initiate it when they're ready. And so I like that, just to be allow them to come to you, allow them to do that, because you can't rush their observation period. That's funny. You're like, whoa, whoa. Make sure to close your blinds at night and your curtains, or not. Whatever you're looking for. That's funny. And then, yeah, the movement of swords is movement of communication, and changing of thinking and how they look at things. Um, and I like that. They're very open-minded. So and I like that, but all this observation they do, they're not judging, they're just looking for trends. That's funny that they say it that way, but they're also open-minded, going, I'm not gonna judge you for everything that I see. I'm just looking for specific things that indicate to me that um the motivations is what's happening there. And then you said, will there be physical action if he does? Yes. Eight of Wands, a lot of passion, which is makes sense. This Spirit of Wands tells you, you know, with the Spirit of Wands that because it's like a king, they they know when to express their passion, and when they do, then okay, wow, because they don't just do it, willy-nilly. They when they express their passion, it is wow. It's like a yeah. Yeah, like yeah, Sarah. Like yeah, they're looking for those indicators of going, whoops. These are the things that I've noticed in the past that equal this. So, and it makes sense, right? Yeah. Yeah. So, like that so the 8 of Wands, like I said, that's a lot of passion, a lot of movement of passion, so there would be attraction. Alright, so that is what they have for you, sassy Libra. So many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donation. You're welcome. Right, and then we've got Gabriella Cortez, and then Amazing Grace, you'll be up after that. All right, so Gabriella, thank you for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like here. You want to know, is Maro and TRNDS aligned with your fulfillment? All right, I'm going to take a sip here. All right, let's see what we have here. Are they in alignment? Aligned with your fulfillment. Okay. You know, whenever I start off like that, I'm like, that's like a dead giveaway, I don't this hides nothing, right? Especially when the Tower card is like this energy of, something gets removed out of your way to make space for something that is more alignment with your fulfillment and to clear the pathway. Something that opens up to allow you to have your dream come true and to have what you're, looking for here. So I don't feel like like they are in alignment here because I feel like that tower is blasting them out of the water, which allows you to move forward into something that is this victory of the 6 of Wands. That's victory and movement. And the Wheel of Fortune, too, is the tune of for you. It's the four tune. And so it's realizing, and it's, the Tower card and the Wheel of Fortune, both for me, bring a similar message of that life doesn't happen to us, it happens for us. So when something gets removed out of our life or whatever happens, it is, um, taking us to where we're wanting to go, and we can trust that, we're not on this out of control drama train that's about to leap off the tracks and explode in a gorge, but things are very aligned for us, and, life does unfold. There's a lot of its possibilities in our energy, but when we get the Star card, the Tower card, the Wheel of Fortune, this is all about fate. There's some fated things that are unfolding here for you. So, I like this because even though it's not, the best, if we were hoping that it would be aligned with fulfillment with Morrow and in the TRNDS, it's like, no, there's something else that's more in alignment for you. And that's good about not settling for something that will be kind of in alignment. It's like, no, this is like 100% alignment where you're headed here. That star card. Wow. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah. So you do have a new opportunity that is opening up here in the near future, which will take you in that direction. So it does open up. Things are blasted out of the way to allow for that. Yeah. This is great. And it happens fast here too. I mean, you've got the 6 of Swords, which is about leaving behind some old ways of thinking and seeing things from a different perspective. It is a movement card. It is like a change of mindset and air energy that makes its way out into even changes happening in the outside world, movement of things in the outside world. And you got the 8 of Wands, which means like the tower lightning strike, it comes in fast and quick, like the gazelle, right? Oops, sorry, not backwards. And so there's this fast movement forward, and it takes you to this 10 of Pentacles, this fullness of life. And this is the relationship card, the abundance card, the whole like legacy fulfillment type of energy that comes in, which would be fulfillment, right? like you're talking about. And so it's usually there's two people together on there, and there's a child, and there's a dog, and ancestors, an old man in a wheelchair, and pentacles everywhere, 10 pentacles, abundance, and a palace. So it's the ultimate fulfillment energy that it happens here. So I don't feel like they do, but I feel like there's something so much more that opens up. And so allowing that space, allowing that, and I know it's hard when you see the condemned building that you're in love with that has rats and leaking pipes and the gas leaks and the roof leaks, and it's condemned, it's dangerous to be in it. When it gets struck by lightning and burning down, it's like, "Oh, not my old shack that I love." But when they replace it with a brand new upgraded palace, not just a tower, but a whole palace, you're like, "I'm okay with this." And that's what kind of what I feel the energy's coming in. Right. So that's what they have for you, Gabriella. So many blessings to you. All right. And thank you again for your donation. All right. So Amazing Grace. Thank you for your donation via the Cash app. And you want to know, will you be moving from here soon? From Earth? Or is the mothership coming to take you away? Ha 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 ha, bada boom. Sorry, it's been 3 hours. I get a little funny. You're welcome, Gabriella. All right, so let's take a look here. Amazing Grace. Will you be moving from your current location soon? All right, got those. What else? All right. So let us see what we have going on here. You've got the bottom of the deck, you have the Two of Cups, which has to do with emotional choice or important relationship. Are you moving for love? I did that once, and there's like this great you know, we should always try to move for love once and just once. All right. Let's see what else we have here though. Got the Innocence of Wands, the Page of Wands. So this is an action and movement card, and the Star card we just put in there. So this is following your North Star, following your dream. And this Two of Cups, this emotional choice kind of comes in here. And I do feel like you do move um here, but it's because you're pursuing something that's more for your heart, so, like something that makes you happy, and more pursuing your dream. I kind of maybe feel a little bit stagnation where you're at. Yeah, again, Innocence of Cups, Page of Cups. So upgraded emotional experience. Yeah, Ten of Swords. I've had it. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, right? And this is letting go of expectations. I'm tired of pleasing people. I'm tired. I almost feel like this is like you're tired of being around all the people that you're around too, trying to please everyone, and how everyone is trying to like demand things of you. It feels like there's like this large amount of um lower vibrational energy around you, and you're just like, I'm just done. Yeah. Yep, there you go. The universe. Ending of an old cycle, beginning of a new adventure, heading off on a new adventure. So I definitely feel like you are moving to a new location soon. You just have had enough. And you do on the bottom of the deck, you have the movement of pentacles, which normally slowest moving night, but this is movement of the outside world. So all of this is telling me, yes, yes, yes. You are moving, moving, moving to somewhere that's more in alignment with your dreams come true. So I like that. Yes, I've had it. Not even up to here. I've had it up to here. So there you go. Where shall you go? But you know, Innocence of Cups coming. Oh, like even a new opportunity. Page of Cups, Page of Pentacles. Follow your heart where it's taking you. Where does your heart want to go? Not where your mind wants to go. Where does your heart want to go? Right. So I like that for you. All right. I'm just going to move my cold coffee over here for a moment. So, that is it for the donations. Let me just make a notation here. Donations finished at 3:10. Let me do it this way. 3 hours and 10 minutes ish. There, that way everyone knows that's when I finish donations. And now we will jump into the free readings. So these will be a faster because free readings are 1 to 2 cards. And we will start with um, the my YouTube channel members. They're the names in green with badges, and there's not a ton that were here. It's because a lot of them made donations. So we're gonna do those a few real quick here, and then we'll start at the top and work our way down. All right. So, CJ, you are up here. So, general for next week. So, let's see here. What does Spirit want you to know about next week? All right. So, we got that. Just the one. Any others? All right. We have one coming in here. Oh, okay. Well, you have the Seven of Pentacles here. And the Seven of Pentacles normally is the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit, but the energy I'm feeling for you is the other big message that normally comes in here, which is you see fruit from some things that you've planted, and you're like, eh, how do they do it? Beh, I don't know. It doesn't really bring you what you thought it would, and then I feel like you are looking at altering, like, okay, well, that's the harvest of that. Doesn't really bring me fulfillment in what I was looking for. So I'm going to plant new seeds. I'm going to start a new direction in something because I don't feel like that is bringing me what I wanted it to. And that's okay. It's all about adventure, right? But now that you know that, you're like, I'm going to try something different. And it's a good realization. And I like that for you, whether it's work, relationship, it could be anything really. Could be everything. You're like, maybe it's like Amazing Grace. You're like, I've had enough. I'm just tired of all this stuff. I'm just going to uproot the garden and replant stuff, right? But it is this renewal kind of energy. And it's like the full moon energy we have now, which is the full moon is about what am I emptying to make room for new beginnings with the new moon in a couple weeks. So it's definitely in alignment with that energy. Okay. Right. And then we have Kelly is up next. A message from your person, please, whatever comes through. And your current person or your future person. Let's see who comes through. They're always fighting for your attention. Okay. So your future person is bringing in the Saturn Capricorn energy and letting you know that, the Saturn return energy that happens every 29 years. This is shaking and rattling and just know that these challenges of releasing old is so good for you. You're gonna love it eventually. This is your future person. They're like, trust me, it's worth it. You're gonna feel so much more freer um, because of the work that you do. And Saturn energy, as you do the work, you get the reward, and so it's worth it. Your current person is feelings of lack, abandonment, being left behind, out of control, these beliefs of lack, and it is this energy of you're realizing, hmm, when I compare my current person to my future person, the current person is kind of caught up in some old beliefs of lack and smallness and small mindsets, whatever that may be, and these fear of abandonment and being left behind. There's not a whole lot of confidence there in that. And that's their journey that they need to go through. And that's okay. That's not your journey. That's theirs to take. So that's the messages from them both. They both said, we'll share this time. All right. So that's what they have for you, Kelly. So many blessings to you. All right. And I think that's all. Okay, very good. And then I'll put here. So free readings. We just put for non-members. If I can spell. Start at around 3 hours, 15 minutes ish. Oops. Manures. That's not right. Okay. All right. So that'll help, hopefully. Some people appreciate that. All right. So here we go. We're starting on the free readings and we will start at the top. We have Dollface Diva, a general for next week. What does Spirit want you to know about next week? All right. Got two cards coming in. Wow, you got two sixes coming in here. Six of Pentacles, Six of Cups. This is telling me, it's bringing me energy of past life connection coming in. Someone who is like this equal giver and receiver. And I just feel like you're going to be bumping into someone that really stands out to you. And it doesn't have to be romantic or whatever, but you got this past life energy that's coming in where you just feel like very comfortable and like you know someone. And it's this equalness. And I like that. And that's why I feel like it's not romantic. That's funny. It your spirit guides. That's why it's not romantic, because it's like a friendship of equal giving and receiving. Romantic relationships are usually the more challenging. But when you find like a friendship of that you both are so much like equal giving and receiving, that you're both, you know, not expecting anything of each other. And so you're just really celebrating what you're able to give one another. So I feel like if you haven't found like this kind of best friend person, I feel like you get to meet someone next week that really has that energy that you guys are drawn to become friends, at least to this meeting that you're meeting this person. And it can be someone you already know that maybe you haven't seen in a while, but now there's this new energy that's clicking, because you guys are coming from different places now, if that makes sense. But that's one of the big things they want you to know about next week. Right. So that's what they have. Dollface Diva, many blessings to you. And then Patricia, you're up next. Let me just take a quick sip here. All right. So, angel messages regarding love. All right. So, this angel message here, this is all about self love, the Ace of Cups, and the 10 of Wands about where we're investing our energy and pursuing new love, right? And so there's just this little reminder from the angels, like all of our relationships with individuals, romantic, family, friends, whoever, it's all reflective of our self love. And when we invest a lot of energy trying to get relationships aligned or find relationships or whatever in the outside world, it's wasted energy in a way. Well, we always learn from it, so it's not really wasted, but a more productive use of our energy in drawing love to us is focusing on our self love. Because depending on where our self love energy is, our love vibration is what we're going to draw in. And if I love myself this much, that's all I can offer and all I can receive from others too. The little cup, it's like, oh, that's all I can have. Sorry, don't give me any more. It's all I can take, right? But when my cup is big, then I can give a lot of love and I can receive a lot of love to the humans too. But it starts with this self-love and questioning our thoughts and beliefs that don't serve us anymore regarding love, emotions that don't serve us anymore, energy that doesn't serve us anymore, physical things in the world like, oh, this is from my ex, gone, gone, gone. It's not bringing me higher vibration love energy. It's time for purging and evaluating where I'm investing all this energy towards love and guiding it inward and upward to that self love. And then that is what ignites love in the outside world, both romantic, it draws in that higher vibration love instead of focusing on what we've always done and getting what we've always gotten, right? Bleh. So it draws in something different. And I like that. So, um, I feel like that's the message they have for you right now regarding love. That is the thing that will change everything for you. All right. So that's what they have for you, Patricia. So many blessings to you. All right. So we did that one. We did that one and that one. All right. And then Ashvin Ray, I see here. So you thank you for your donation earlier. This is your free reading. Any love interest coming towards you? Right. Why don't we have any love interest coming towards you? Ooh, well, eventually. I got saw the two of cups and I got all excited for you. And then I'm like, oh man, but the temperance is that it's progress. It is movement. It is normally the temperance card is two cups going back and forth, and there's this, slow change from a base metal into gold. And so there's magic happening. There is a movement that is happening. And so it is coming towards you. It's just do 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 do, which is the slow moving soundtrack. Something you can do, when things are moving slow. It's this indication that we've got some lower vibrational energy, either thoughts, emotions, energy, or physical things that are slowing down the energy. It's given us time to question our thoughts and beliefs and emotions and energy, and our physical world gives us time, like we were just talking about, purging things out of our life, because the more we raise our low vibration, the faster it speeds things up, right? But lower vibration is what slows things down. And then sometimes things are slowed down in our life to give us, instead of drawing in old vibration, lower vibration stuff, it gives us time to raise our vibration. Then that automatically speeds things up. But our soul will go, all right, let's keep things away, keep love away for a while, because otherwise we're just going to draw in that old lower vibrational stuff that's full of low vibrational emotions like deceit and anger and fighting and jealousy and blah blah, all that stuff that we came down here to enjoy, but we had enough of, and that's why it slows down. Right. So hopefully that helps, Ashvin. That's what they have for you right now. So it's coming, but if you want to speed it up, focus on raising your self-love, your self-worth, and cleansing your thoughts and your emotions, your energy, and your physical world of lower vibration, love things, and that will help you, let things move faster. Okay. So that's what they have for you. Many blessings to you. Okay, so we've done those. Sorry, I'm just gonna scroll down here, make sure I'm not flying by and leaving someone out. I know how that was, being left out when playing the reindeer games, and so I try not to be a source of that for others. All right, so we did that one. Okay, we did that one. Okay, we did those. Okay, we did that one. That was the CashApp. All right. We are scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. So thank you guys again for your patience here. Okay. We did those. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate all of your love and support. Okay. So we're getting down here. So we asked those. We did that one. So true community. Hello, hello. All right. So you have a question. Should you text your person first, or will he text you soon? All right. Based on current energies, let's just see, are they going to text you first, right? So if they're going to text you first, then you're like, okay, I'll just wait. All right. Are they going to text you? No, I didn't want to name this. Let me reshuffle these here. Actually, this is your card right here. Okay. Because there's no shoulds in spirit world. They're like, there's just different decisions with different outcomes. You got the Three of Pentacles, which is, they're not bringing me anything else, which is the be true to your authentic self. Don't worry about like, well, are they going to appreciate that I did it? Blah blah blah. No games. Games are gone with this card. It's like just be true to you. Don't worry about am I going to make someone angry or lose someone's respect or blah blah blah. Are they going to give them the upper hand or it's not appropriate that I do this first or whatever. I always say if it's on your heart, which is being true to your authentic self, go. You know what? I'm going to text them. And if it's like from a fight, which, you know, when we're like, I don't want to be the one to reach out, it's like, well, do we want true communication and partnership, or do we want to play games, you know? And well, I want them to reach out to me first. Like, no, let's be real. Let's be authentic, Hey, I'm sorry for what happened. I would love to talk about what happened, or if it wasn't a fight, just um, hey, was thinking of you. Uh, what's up with you? Whatever. But anyway, you know how to communicate, obviously. So I feel like you want to do it. Don't wait around for anyone else. If you want contact, do it. And that's what they're saying. All right. Boom, boom, boom. So that's what they have for you, true community. So many blessings to you. Okay. We did all those. We did all those. Okay. We did that one. We did that. Okay. We did that one. We did that one. Sorry. Okay. And then Sean G. Here we are. Guidance for the week. All right. So, what did they want you to know? Oh, my goodness. So, you got movement of, whoops. I'm just gonna hear- you can tell we're getting towards the end here. And good thing because I'm starting to show my computer this instead of you guys. But you got the movement of swords, the Knight of Swords, right? So there's a change of thought and belief, a change of mindset, seeing things from a higher perspective, a different perspective. And in taking a step back and looking at that, you actually move some emotion from a lower vibration to this extremely higher vibration here with the 10 of cups, joy overflowing. So some lower vibrational emotional energies do get just totally a makeover because you're willing to look at things from a different perspective this next week. And I feel like it's something that like a year ago you would have like, breathed fire. But now you're like, huh, I'm not reacting, and it's given me time to take a breath and respond. And then because of it, it totally changes the situation that would have ended in a war before, and now it's like harmony instead. So I love that for you. And so whatever this is next week, just try to be aware of this communication, of this awareness. So I feel like it was coming in. Right. So that's what they have for you, Sean G. Many blessings to you. And then Melissa Hotzik. Hello, hello. Um, just briefly, is there an underlying spiritual reason for your excruciating migraines? All right, let's take a look here. Of course, I'm not a medical professional. See a disclaimer in the bottom of, at the in the description box of the video. There's a great book that I keep right over here. You can heal your life, and there, and in the you can search the internet too. For like what's the emotional or spiritual reason behind migraines. I'll pull cards here too, but they want me to just for the sake of everyone or whoever this might be for. Um, and they haven't, and she has affirmations in her book too. Okay, here we go. So migraine headaches, of course, sea headaches, we'll look at that too. There's dislike of being driven, resting the flow of life, sexual fears, which that can usually be relieved by self-pleasure. That's what it says. But the affirmation says, "I relax into the flow of life and let life provide all that I need easily and comfortably. Life is for me." So, that's some good information there. And then let me read you the headaches one here too. They got gray hair. What? Stress, a belief in pressure and strain. Uh-oh. No, I'm just kidding. Headaches. Okay. Invalidating the self, self-criticism, and fear. And there's affirmation. I love and approve of myself. I see myself and what I do with the eyes of love. I am safe. So some good stuff there. So take what resonates. Let's see what spirit has here for you too. Any other thing at the roots here? What else? Okay. Yeah, it feels like it's stress related with things are not moving fast enough. You got the movement of Pentacles, slowest moving knight, and the Eight of Wands, which is the gazelle. Come on, hurry up. Go, 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 go. But I feel like there's this fear of things not unfolding fast enough, whatever area of your life that resonates with, but it's like feels like there's a stress in that, like a belief of something is supposed to have happened already or it needs to happen by this time, either in life, like by this time I'm supposed to be married and have children and a career and a house and this and that, blah blah blah, or I have a deadline coming up and it needs to happen. But looking at the fear and going, what if that doesn't happen, or what if this thing I fear does happen? What's at the root, right? And that release can happen there, as well. So hopefully that helps, right? So hang in there, Melissa. I know headaches suck. So may you have relief and many blessings to you, my dear. All right. So we did those. We did those. We did those. All right. Let's see here. So Sherry, 12, you are up next. Let me just quickly glance here. All right, and you're actually the last one. So we saved the best for last, or we'll say, you know, and lastly, but not leastly, because we're all equally loved, right? Okay. Was it the right decision by letting Patrick go? Okay. And we'll rephrase a little bit just because there's no right or wrong from spirit's standpoint. There's just different decisions with different experiences, different outcomes, different energies. And we're just going to say, was this the highest? Was this for the highest for you, right? For your highest experience, letting Patrick go. So, and I know those are tough things when we're like, we feel like we need to do this, right? Okay, looks like you get two sets of two. All right. I'm just going to dive a little deeper with you being the last one here. You got the Spirit of Wands on the bottom, which is the stepping into your power like the Emperor and making decisions that you feel are right for you. And I feel like that supports that. Yeah, you have the Nine of Wands, which is like a barrier. And usually it's someone with a bandage around their head, meaning they beat their head up against the wall so many times regarding this relationship. And I feel like you persevered, you like beat your head against the wall and you tried and you tried and you tried. It's not it, and it's like almost like you were overly patient, like on the verge of being too patient. with things, and that you got to that point where you just needed to let it go, right? Yeah. And you have the sun card, which is the victory and shining bright. And you know, we had all these you the relationship did shine a lot of the light upon the fears that you had. And it's not it wasn't by accident. Relationships are like mirrors showing us what we want to see about ourselves until we see it. And they were a great mirror, right? You're like, "Oh, boy, howdy, were they a great mirror?" Because they did bring a lot of the fears from the bubblies that came up and triggers showing you um, a little bit about, I feel here, how you were defining yourself by their actions or non actions, their words or their silence. And that it was like, okay, it's time for me to choose for me. And I like that King of Wands energy coming in. There's this great book that we're reading in my Praying Mantis group in my YouTube memberships. And it is, it's called How to Be Loved by Humble the Poet. And one of the things that I took out from our readings, it was either last night or the night before, we change our energy in aligning with our authentic self. And we replace the question of, do they like me, with, do they align with who I am? And I feel like this is where you got to, where you realized, do they align with who I am? And you realize they don't. And maybe in the beginning, depending on how long you guys were together, maybe you did. But you have grown and you kind of uh, went into the chrysalis and came out a butterfly, and they stayed as a caterpillar. And you're like, I can't carry you and I can't undo myself. So it's time to make that tough decision. I got to fly. I got to go be a butterfly. I need nectar, not leaves. I need to fly, not walk on the forest floor. So I feel like all that is saying that this was for your highest experience. And I know it's tough, but I feel like you did what was right for your energy and for what is aligns with you. Right. So that's what they have for you, Sherry. Hopefully that helps a little bit of salve on the heart. It's like, oh, I know. It's like that, letting it go. But it is for you, and eventually it'll become easier, especially when you meet someone that's a butterfly and you're like, dang, you guys can go flutter together. All right. So that's what they have for you, Sherry. And thank you guys so much for all the love and all the support. And I'll be back tonight at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, again tomorrow at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. And remember, as we're going through this adventure, that every second of every day of our lives, we truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Cosmic Father, the Cosmic Mother, our Creator. And of course, I love you guys too. So until I see you guys again, much love. Hang in there. Take care of yourself. We'll see you soon.